That was in the women's 100-metre backstroke final. In netball, the Diamonds have defeated the England Roses 66-47 in Glasgow. It was a fiery clash on the back of England calling the Australian side one-dimensional. Australia's Joe Weston telling Seven it was a good four-quarter performance.
We knew it was going to be really tough, especially the first half. I think sometimes games like that take a little while to crack open, but I feel like we had the variation and we have a lot of depth in our squad, so I feel like everyone who was out there did a great job today.
Tadej Pogacar has been crowned winner of the Tour de France for a record-equalling fifth time. And elsewhere, Oscar Piastri's been forced to retire from the Formula One Hungarian Grand Prix with a gearbox issue with just 13 laps remaining. McLaren teammate Lando Norris claimed his first victory of the season ahead of Max Verstappen. And that's the FIVEAA Sport.
Now the FIVEAA forecast.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Partly cloudy and 17 today. Showers tomorrow, 15. A shower or two on Wednesday, 14. And cloudy on Thursday, 13. At the moment, 9 on FIVEAA. Always Adelaide.
Discover the beauty and romance of France with scenic and fill-hop and travel. Over 11 awe-inspiring days. Sail through France on a scenic, all-inclusive luxury river cruise. Includes return international flights and a bonus one-night luxury hotel stay before or after your cruise. With multiple departures from March to October 2027. Now's the time to plan your unforgettable French river cruise. Prices start from $7,790 per person twin share. Visit pht.com.au.
At Coles, save on sweet treats. Right now, get half price on Allen's Lollies, 130 to 200 grams, now just $2.50. Save in-store or online at Coles. Offer ends Tuesday.
Hutt Street Centre supports South Australians experiencing homelessness every day. They provide meals, showers, support services, and, of course, a safe place for people doing it tough.
And with demand continuing to rise, especially through winter, support from the community has never been more important.
And that's why this year's Walk a Mile in My Boots on Friday, the 7th of August, is so important, raising vital funds and awareness for people experiencing homelessness right here in South Australia.
Getting involved is easy. Sign up, spread the word and walk together on Friday, August 7. And if you can't be there on the day, a donation still makes a real difference.
Step up to end homelessness. Register or donate today at walkamile.org.au.
There's one hybrid with an engine so smooth you could play a vinyl record on top of it. In fact, that's what you're listening to right now. This record is being played smoothly on top of a Honda CR-V without skipping a beat. And if you think that's smooth, visit Formula Honda now and make the Honda CR-V yours from just $49,900 with 5 years free servicing. The new Honda Hybrid CR-V from Formula Honda. Smooth sailing. T's and C's apply.
A bit more highbrow than the ABC.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Live from Hindmarsh Square, it's FIVEAA Breakfast. Real goodies with Stacey Lee.
8 after 6, good morning to you. Welcome to Monday on FIVEAA Breakfast. It is the 27th of July. This is likely the last week you're going to get petrol below $2 a litre, be that unleaded or diesel. It's all going to change as of next Monday. Just fair warning for our FIVEAA Breakfast listeners. There's been a big fire at a Sikh temple in Virginia that we're going to be crossing live to. Hayden Nelson for Sunrise is at the scene. It looks significant enough that it's collapsed the building. This is a big story, so we'll get to that as soon as we possibly can. We're going to talk about what has been a really bad growing season, bad harvest for our citrus growers in South Australia. Weather's causing all sorts of issues for them. The Oz Alert trial that Ned and Sam were talking about before 6 o'clock this morning is coming at 1:30. If you've got a question about it, any question at all, we've got a tech expert that will happily take those questions before 7, but you can send them through on 0480 1395. We'll talk with Rowie about the weekend in footy. Toop and Toop, a lot's going on property-wise. Bronte Manuel will be on the program. Big breaking at 8 as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Stacey Lee, good morning to you.
Good morning, Will. How are you?
I'm well. We have a new suburb.
Yeah.
South Beach.
South Beach.
South Beach. How do we feel about South Beach, folks? This is the Standback oil refinery, which doesn't... South Beach certainly rolls off the tongue better than disused oil refinery.
Slick Beach.
Slick Beach. I like Slick Beach.
Me too.
Well, you know what? Let's see if we can go better than the state government. Can we get a better name for the suburb than South Beach.
Potentially-
8223
Potentially the least creative name they could have come up with.
Literally, I think it's literally the least creative name. Unless they just called it Beach.
Beach suburb.
Suburb beach. You're right, South Beach. It is totally uninteresting.
I would argue, though, a worse beach name is West Beach.
I love your theory on this. For our listeners, explain.
Well, for someone who lives in Adelaide, all beaches are west. They're all west of the city. So how do you work
Doesn't
out
distinguish it in any way,
which
does
one
it?
is west?
Literally every beach is to the west.
So I think West Beach is possibly worse than South Beach.
Here's the housing minister.
Well, we've got a West Beach and now we have a South Beach.
Okay. Does that mean we need a North Beach? Paddy made the good point. If we need an East Beach, it's probably Seacliff. It sort of cuts in a bit.
East.
It juts in a little bit. 8223 text us on 04808 1395. If you had to name the new suburb, so it's where the Port Stanvac oil refinery was, what would you call it? And it could be inspired by that. It could be inspired by a famous person. It could be absolutely. It could be sort of geographically accurate. Whatever you like. Be as creative as you like. South Beach for me always means Miami in Florida because of the famous LeBron James declaration known as the decision when he made this. He said this.
And this fall, man, this is very tough. And this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach.
It's an infamous moment in American sport. Be the equivalent of Zach Butters at the end of this year saying, I'm not just going to sort of thank the Port Adelaide Football Club. I'm going to have a 60-minute special on Channel 7 where at the end of it, I'll reveal which club I'm going to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and people thought at the time it was a pretty contemptuous way to treat your fans and a self-indulgent experience. But at the end of it, it ended with him saying, I'm taking my talents to South Beach. So there'll be men of a certain generation and women probably that will say that every time they drive into that suburb now.
You will.
I will
can picture you in the car.
I'm taking my talents to
South Beach.
I will be. And you enacted that as though I'm alone in the car. 100% how it's going to play out. Michael and Ross Trevor, what should we call South Beach?
Good morning, chaps. I think we should call it Refinery Sands.
Oh, refinery. See, that makes it sound fancy. The sands on the end gives it an upmarket
It does, doesn't
vibe.
it? What about just refinery? What? Just shorten it.
Refined.
Refined. Yeah, past tense.
Uh-huh.
The refining is done.
Yes.
It is now refined.
Refined.
Refined living.
There you go. Oh,
Actually, it makes it sound a bit more like a retirement village, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I was thinking it was used to be run by ExxonMobil, so my mind instantly went to Valdez. That sounds classy. Valdez. Are you moving into Valdez? The connotations obviously aren't great. There was an oil spill actually off. There's actually a number of them off of Port Stanvac. The Aphrodite. Maybe I've just got the Odyssey in my brain and I've got Greek gods, but Aphrodite was the name of the ship.
Oh, that's nice. I like that.
Yeah, you're living in Aphrodite.
Yeah.
The lovely new medium density apartment in Aphrodite.
Aphrodite.
Sounds a bit exotic.
I was going to say, very exotic. We're getting some hilarious ones come through on the text line. Someone just says oil refinery.
Oil refinery.
I mean, it's about as creative as South Beach, if we're being honest.
I think it's better than South Beach.
Tim says slippery sands.
Slippery sands.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Rob, unrefined beach, which is the opposite of refined.
Unrefined beach.
And a couple of people, Sally and Mick, have pointed out that there is a North Beach up at Wallaroo.
Okay.
Yeah. So we do have a North Beach. We've got a West Beach. We're just missing the East Beach.
We're just missing an East Beach. It's got to be Seacliff, doesn't it? I know someone's got a better idea than that. Paddy suggested Champion Beach in honour of the housing minister.
Nick Champion. I think he's the one who came up with this.
Yeah.
South Beach.
Yeah, I think so.
It's got Nick Champion vibes to it.
It
just
really
very practical,
does.
really
does.
straight to the point.
Slick City. Dave from Melbourne, touching on your Slick Beach thing. Keep them coming in, folks. 8223 0000. South Beach is our newest suburb, but it is, as Stacey said, the most uncreative name you could possibly come up with. It is boring. Our listeners are doing much better. Keep them coming in. More after this break.
Harris Scarf Friends exclusive winter sale is on now. Upgrade your kitchen with 50% off a huge range of full-price cook sets plus 60% off full-price Smith & Noble cast iron. Sale ends soon. Exclusions apply. See conditions online. Harris Scarf. Great brands, great prices.
G'day, Rowie and Timmy G here. Now, we cover all the latest in sport on the 5AA Sports Show podcast. Find it on the 5AA Player app.
If you're a landlord, it's crucial to have a good property manager on your side. Like McGain Property Management. The kind of property manager that works hard to find out if it's an emergency or just a leaky tap. That's what good property managers do. They communicate with the tenant, liaise with you, they get it sorted, saving you money. McGain Property Management. Kylie and the team are only a phone call away.
There's a moment every family hopes for. When you walk in and they're just happy, settled, themselves, and you realise the decision you agonised over was the right one all along. Para Ability Community Care is one of the state's largest and most trusted disability accommodation providers. We're improving lives in small ways every day. Our PAC fully trained carers give your loved one the life they deserve and give you back the relationship you always wanted. Experience our kindness and connection. Visit ourpac.com.au.
What if sticking to the speed limit could speed up your savings? Eligible AAMI customers who drive safely with AAMI Driver Rewards can unlock cashback rewards from participating retailers like JB Hi-Fi, Amazon.com.au, Maya, IGA and more. Visit aami.com.au to find out more.
Lucky you're with AAMI.
Eligibility, T's and C's apply. Customer score 85 plus on the first of each month with AAMI Driver Awards in the app to access offers.
Bob here. Hey, look, I just want to let you know that I'm writing my will. I know. I'm not carking it anytime soon, but thought you'd be happy to hear I'm leaving you the boat, mate.
Be like Pop. Write your legal will for free, online and done in minutes at everywill.com.au.
Every will, write your will for free.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
So it's 16 after 6. I think we've been asking for your nominations for an alternate name to the new suburb of South Beach for about 8 minutes now. And in that time, I think there are at least 3 or 4 examples that I will be using from this point on instead of South Beach in my daily life, because there are some brilliant suggestions coming through on the text line and indeed via our callers. Kathy in Gawler East is on the line. Morning, Kathy.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, we're well, Kathy. What would you call South Beach?
Stanfield.
Stanfield? Like Port Stanvac?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
That sounds quite nice, actually, Kathy.
It kind of gives me Simpsons vibes. Springfield,
Stanfield.
Stanfield.
Yes, it does have that. Maybe they could get a monorail.
Which then it makes me start thinking about Three-Eyed Fish being near the oil refinery.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you're saying from a developer's point of view, that's not the sort of word association you want.
Maybe this is just the way my brain works.
Okay.
Maybe not everyone's brain goes there.
I think that's good. Do some text, Stacey, because the genuinely, some of this stuff is excellent.
These are lots of people actually pointing out, why not just leave it as Port Stanvac? It's a pretty cool name. I don't really understand why it couldn't just be Port Stanvac.
Yeah, well, Stanvac.
Peter said, what about Petrol Cove? Andrew says, what about Freshwater Beach, seeing as Port Stanvac is where the desalination plant is? Freshwater. Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, I like that. Hormuz Heights, says Rob.
Now we're talking. And Hormuz Heights.
Couple recommendations for Middle East Beach.
Middle East Beach is my favourite. It captures the moment perfectly. Middle East Beach. And, it's sort of geographical. I mean, it's not accurate.
It's not accurate.
It is a beach.
Well, we were saying we've got a north, we've got a west, and we've got a south. We need East Beach. So why not Middle East Beach?
Let's go to Terry in Clemzig. Terry, have you got a name for us?
Yeah, good morning. I do. Just in keeping with the fact there was a refinery, what about Shelley Beach?
Yeah.
Shelley Beach.
Yeah. That works. Terry, thank you. Keep them coming in. There's so many terrific suggestions. 0480 1395 or 8223 0000. What we want to get to now, though, is the scene of a fire at a Sikh temple in Virginia. That some of the pictures on Facebook this morning are quite devastating. Hayden Nelson for Sunrise is at the scene. Hayden, good morning to you.
Morning, Will. Morning, Stacey.
So just what can you see? What's happened there?
So this was about 10 o'clock last night where the Gurudwara Dashmesh Darbar Temple, it is the biggest Sikh temple of its kind in Adelaide, the fire broke out, and it was actually a member of the temple who was driving by who spotted it, who alerted the emergency services who were here in many numbers. There were about 60 CFS volunteer firefighters here last night because the flames, as you say from those pictures that you would have been seeing on Sunrise this morning or on social media, jumping from the windows. They're about 6 to 7 metres high in the air. They have engulfed the whole Sikh temple, which is a big property, as I said, the largest of its kind. It's taken out the community kitchen there, so the cooking equipment, gas bottles. It's taken out holy books. There are about 4 holy books, which is a devastating loss for the Sikh community here. But as well, just to see the scale of this blaze, it moved at an extreme pace. It was a raging fire, and quite incredible and certainly terrible to see this huge blaze here in Virginia last night.
What's the damage like now, Hayden? Can you see much of the building left, or is it pretty much all
we
gone?
can't. We're being kept back by the CFS. They've still deemed this whole area unsafe. So fire investigators are still waiting for themselves to go in. But I can tell you that the building's gutted. There's sheets of metal everywhere. It would be, a sizable warehouse, probably about, sort of like the equivalent of the size of a 50-metre warehouse in terms of a building. In terms of what was inside, though, a lot of donated items. It's a big part of the community. They say that they had about 40 to 50 people there for dinner last night, which is a big part of the religion. They offer these dinners to anyone, not just people who are the faithful. They offer it to the market gardeners as well. So certainly a lot of people here, a lot of people devastated by this, but it is still dark at the moment. But just taking a look, peering through, you can see there's a water tank on its side. There's scrap metal everywhere, twisted metal. It's a blackened mess, certainly devastating to see.
So obviously if fire cause investigators are yet to go in, we don't know the cause. Do we know if it's deliberate?
No, I'm just speculating at the moment. When we had a crew here last night who spoke to the, caretaker of the Sikh temple, who was at the property at the time, who was alerted by that passing member because they'd shut off for the night. They'd shut down. He was going to bed. This was about 10 p.m. and he wasn't aware that a fire had started. So he quickly ran out. It's his belief that it started in that kitchen where they make all those meals, and that has then taken off from there. So at this stage, certainly appears to be accidental, but obviously firefighters have to do their due diligence and determine the cause, whether it's, it really could be anything, but at this stage it doesn't appear to be suspicious.
That's devastating for that community. Hayden, thank you. We'll have more on that over the course of the morning. It happened late last night, so we're just waking up to that news this morning. Hayden Nelson for Sunrise. You'll see pictures there. We've had them on our Facebook and YouTube live stream as well, and we'll continue to do so when we talk about it over the course of the morning. So you want to get a sense of what it looked like when the fire was raging, have the live stream on. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile on My Boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. 60 firefighters were in attendance, according to both the MFS and CFS, or around 60. It was a big fight and a big deal. So we will pursue more on that as it comes to hand across the morning. 9.7 degrees outside in the city, heading for a top today of 17. The apparent temperature 6.9, so not a particularly freezing cold morning given what we've become accustomed to. There are some cool ones coming up, I can tell you. So tomorrow, 3 to 8 millimetres of rain. That said, it'll be the warmest morning we get, double digits. It's not going to get lower than 10 degrees. That's beautiful.
Okay.
But wet. Wednesday, top of just 14. Thursday, this is the lowest top of the forecast maximum I can recall this winter, 13 degrees. Overnight low of 6, overnight low of 5 the next morning, and tops of 16 and 17 on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, that noise is entirely appropriate. Has everyone heard the Walk the Duck rap song? Walk the Duck, of course, the family-owned restaurant that was going to be acquired, or the building was going to be acquired, and who the hell knew what was going to happen to the business, to build a school up in the hills. That has been put on pause following our interview with the Premier late last week, and Walk the Duck have released, as I say, a rap song.
Or not opposed to a school being built in this place. We're just trying to make sure it's not house and parade. Old mate from Labour, rethink this decision. Will take a lot more than just cancelling a business.
So
I love the political messaging in a rap song. Old mate from Labour, please rethink this decision.
Yeah.
It's quite funny to hear it in rap version.
Well, it's clearly worked because
And
it seems like they are rethinking
They're
the decision.
rethinking it.
I guess the rap song's still relevant until they completely backpedal on the decision, but it feels like that's the way it's heading.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that takes hold these days, isn't it? Social media-wise, it's often songs or clever bits of music or reworking of music. I don't know who was the artist. Do we know who the rapper was?
I don't know who the artist was.
We can't
but
credit the artist.
There is a film clip, and they
Yes.
filmed it inside Walk the Duck. And my favourite part of the film clip is the customers from Walk the Duck standing there holding up
Yes.
signs. And so, and a lot of the clientele, I hope they don't mind me saying this, do not look like big rap fans. You know, older gentlemen who are there with families, eating their Thai dinners at Walk the Duck restaurant there, holding signs up and doing sort of rap movements. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's good. It's a serious message, but they're not taking themselves too seriously,
No.
which is, it's very funny. So a few people have suggested why can't we keep it Port Stanvac called Stanvac or keep called Port Stanvac. I didn't realise this. So do you know what Stanvac, well, the origin of Stanvac is?
No.
Because I was wondering, maybe there's a Lord Stanvac or something or other.
yeah?
You know, we could at least credit. No, it is a short version of the Standard Vacuum Oil Company. They're an amalgamation of the Coney Vacuum Oil Company and the Standard Oil of New Jersey companies that merged, and they were they were there before ExxonMobil. Standard Vacuum Oil Company.
Hey, look, it goes to the origins of the suburb.
You could throw beach on the end.
Standard Vacuum Oil Recovery Beach.
Yeah. Lots of good names coming through.
There are. Coal is sort of ticking into that, the former oil refinery vibe. Contaminated sands or contaminated beach. Not really inviting, I would argue.
No.
For potential purchases.
We've got a beach. We're at the Esplanade at Contaminated Beach.
Damien says,
Bring your bathers.
yeah, come on. Nice day at the beach. Stanvac Heights from Damien.
Yeah,
a lot of people
Stanvac Heights.
Yeah, sticking with the roots of Stanvac.
No problem with that.
And this texter, son of a beach.
See, we're missing the opportunity to be really clever with suburbs.
No one has said Beachy McBeachface.
That's right.
No
It's
one-
not a poll. Once it becomes a public poll,
That's
everything gets
true.
the McBeachface suffix. Tom Wren's in the 5AA Breakfast studio. Let's talk about sport and the winners and losers out of the weekend. For security, safety and style made to order, choose Glider or Garage Doors, gliderol.com.au. Morning, Rennie.
Morning, Will. Morning, Stacey. Look, we'll perhaps start with the football in terms of winners and losers. Brisbane will give them a winner. Port obviously lost. But I don't think we expected them to win yesterday. Their first half, again, was really solid like it was the week before against Fremantle. Faded away, not that unexpected, but probably one of the biggest talking points.
Yeah, a loser?
Is the loser.
If I may?
Ty Gallop.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll be fascinated. What did the match review do? And look, I was talking with Ned about it just not half an hour ago. That action, now if you look at the action, that's far worse than what Darcy Fogarty did the week before, and he gets 3 weeks. But I bet they don't come down.
They absolutely won't, but they absolutely should. This is where there's this sort of disconnect between what the AFL sees as justice and what the average football fan. I think the average fan has real tolerance for people who make a mistake whilst playing football.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
The AFL has no tolerance for that. What the average fan, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, folks, 8223 has no tolerance for is off-ball thuggery that is in no way connected to actually playing football. He wasn't trying to tackle. He wasn't trying to shepherd. He wasn't trying to mark. He tried to ram a bloke's head into the dirt.
Yeah, who had a concussion last week and who clearly was in a position where he was groggy and, had no position to fight back. He was on the ground.
Are they protecting the head?
Yeah. It was a poor. I think the advertiser summed it up perfectly. It was a dog act. It was a.
Don't they take into account intent? I mean, what is the intent there?
They do not. The AFL never takes into account intent. It's only the result.
Outcome. It's outcome
the
based.
result. It's ridiculous.
If Georgiades had been knocked out, then he'd probably get 8 weeks.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
say.
right.
But because he played out the game, but look, yeah, you're right. In terms of if you've got, and the AFL are big on this. If you've got young junior Oz kickers watching this, male and female, that kind of look, I would think, is the first thing you don't want to see.
Absolutely.
That kind of act. So, yeah, we'll see where it lands today. Josh Carr wasn't happy with it, and I don't think Chris Fagan was overly impressed that Josh Carr was commenting on it post-game, but...
Yeah.
What?
I mean, yeah, I think get over it. So, yeah, intriguing. Really intriguing how the match review officer, Michael Christian, comes down with this one. But I would think 3 weeks is probably about right. I suspect you'll probably get 2.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But we'll wait and see. Nazaya Wanganeen-Miller, he's a big winner. That was just a phenomenal game yesterday. 46 touches and 4 goals.
Do you really get 3 votes this time?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, exactly. That was against Melbourne last year, wasn't it? When Jack Viney, was it, that got the 3, I think, and they lost the game. Lucas Herbert, we'll give him a winner from overnight. He is a live golfer. He won by 6 shots, a UK event, lowest ever score at a live tournament. I think it was 31 under or 30 under. It was, stupid. So he's just won. Aussie Com Games athletes dominating already, which is great to see. We're in the pool, a lot of their medals, so the Aussies are going really well. And the other loser, I should say, back to football, and motorsport, Max King, my goodness, that guy cannot take a trick.
Yeah, he just can't get his body right, can he?
St Kilda, first game in 2 years, Stacey, goes off yesterday with another injury, hamstring tightness. So poor guy cannot just get on the park, basically. And Oscar Piastri, he's had a wretched old run. He had gearbox issues, didn't finish the Hungarian Grand Prix. So his teammate Lando Norris won it, but Piastri's just had one of those years, unfortunately.
He needs to get out of that team. I think he's got a long-term contract, though, unfortunately.
I think you're right. Might be the best thing for him.
This one's for you, Rennie. I'm going to rope you into it anyway, because it combines both sport and indeed our South Beach naming competition. After Thursday night, call it Collingwood Beach. They already own Adelaide Oval. Might as well name a beach after them. Are we going to pay that?
Well, that's pretty good. They've won 12 out of 14 at Adelaide Oval.
Don't lend credence to that kind of petty baiting, Rennie.
Don't back it up with facts.
Back it up with facts.
Collingwood Beach. Imagine.
Oh. If you went, you'd probably get most of it to yourself, wouldn't you? In these parts, anyway.
At least there'd be a safe place in South Australia where we could make jokes about the crime rate. Thank you, Rennie.
Good on you guys.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 6:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
A temple went up in flames at Virginia last night. The blaze breaking out around 10 p.m. on Old Port Wakefield Road. Fire crews managed to stop it spreading to neighbouring properties, but the temple's been destroyed. Hayden Nelson from 7 News is there.
Fire investigators are still waiting to go in, but I can tell you that the building's gutted. There's sheets of metal everywhere. They say that they had about 40 to 50 people there for dinner last night, which is a big part of the religion. They offer these dinners to anyone, not just people who are the faithful. They offer it to the market gardeners as well.
Victorian Labor MPs have called Jacinta Allen, informing her she's lost support of the caucus and should step down as Premier. It sets up a leadership showdown for Tuesday as Parliament returns from the winter break. The new leader isn't clear-cut, though, with Deputy Premier Ben Carroll ruling out a challenge at a press conference last month. We're being reminded a nationwide test of a new emergency warning system will take place this afternoon. The alert will be sent out at 1:30 SA time to any device with a SIM card which isn't off or in flight mode. Victims of domestic violence who have a safe phone are being advised to switch it off and leave it off for 24 hours. The US ambassador to the UN says they've paused attacks on Iran to give peace talks a chance to take place. Officials in Tehran says they've halted retaliatory attacks. Mike Waltz says President Trump wants a diplomatic solution.
It's giving diplomacy some space. It's giving diplomacy a little bit of time. Of course, the president tried diplomacy last year. He's tried it this year.
Police in Germany say they're not looking for any other suspects after a man wanted over an attack on a pride rally was shot dead. The 21-year-old drove a van into a crowd, killing one and leaving at least 29 others seriously injured. This officer says they had to open fire during a confrontation.
He attacked our officers with a knife. We had to stop him. We did that with gunfire and he died as a result.
And that translation from the BBC. Investigators say he was known to police and had tried to join Islamic State. Pet owners are being reminded to keep an eye on their animals as bird flu is detected across 4 Australian states. Experts warn H5N1 can occasionally infect mammals, especially cats. RSPCA Pet Insurance Chief Executive Brad Smith says there are signs to look out for.
Symptoms such as fever, lethargy, loss of appetite, severe eye or nasal discharges and difficulty with breathing, they're all signs that may show that the animal has been exposed.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, over 50 years strong. All colours, all styles, all street appeal. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kendall. Port Adelaide's players will recover today following yesterday's 59-point loss against Brisbane at the Gabba. They'll front up against GWS this Saturday night. The Power to keep a close eye on forward Mitch Georgiades after he was dumped by Lions defender Ty Gallup during the second quarter. Well, Ross Lyon has defended his decision to play Max King after the star forward suffered hamstring tightness. That was during St Kilda's 31-point victory over North Melbourne. It led to a tense exchange in the post-match press conference.
Let the cobblers do the cobbling. The doctors,
after the game, I thought as a coach you would ask how your star forward.
I did, and they said he's having a scan tomorrow.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, no, but that's why we're asking, though, because we want to get as much detail as we can. We're just doing our job, Ross.
Yeah, but I've told you 4 times.
Yeah, we're trying to get as much as we can.
What haven't I told you?
Let's go to the Commonwealth Games. Australia has swept the medals in the men's 50-metre freestyle final. Cam McAvoy setting a new Games record of 20.97 seconds, just 9/100ths of a second off his world record, while fellow Aussies Flynn Southam and Jamie Jack took silver and bronze respectively. To golf, and Lucas Herbert has recorded the lowest ever score at a live tournament. He finished at 30 under to win the UK tournament by 6 shots. Tim Zhu has declared he's back after retiring Errol Spence Jr. with a unanimous decision victory. That was at Afterpay Arena. It's his 3rd straight victory, and the 31-year-old admits he had begun to question himself heading into the fight.
You know, I had sleepless nights thinking about, man, am I in my depths? What am I going to feel like facing a legend like that?
A great result for him, Kenny. That audio thanks to Main Event. That is the 5AA Sport.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Partly cloudy and 17 today. Showers tomorrow, 15. A shower or 2 Wednesday, 14. And then cloudy on Thursday down to 13. At the moment, 10 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Thinking it might be time for a new phone? Maybe something that flips or folds. Pre-order the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 8, Z Fold 8 or Z Fold 8 Ultra at Harvey Norman and you'll receive a bonus $300 Harvey Norman gift card. Flip phones and fold phones are becoming very popular. Plus, pre-order the Galaxy Watch 9 or Galaxy Watch Ultra 2 and receive up to $250 in bonus gift cards. New phone, new watch, bonus gift cards. Sounds good to me. Hurry, the Samsung Galaxy Z Series gift card offer ends August 13th. The new Samsung Galaxy Z Series and Samsung Watch 9 series now at Harvey Norman. Terms and conditions apply.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Australia's favourite country rock band, the Wolf Brothers, are in South Australia this weekend on their Australian-made tour. With 15 golden guitars, 5 #1 albums and 20 #1 singles, the Wolf Brothers are known for delivering the most exciting live show in Australian country music. Catch the Wolf Brothers this Friday at the Gov in Adelaide and this Saturday at the Barossa Arts Centre in Tanunda. Special guest is the amazing Taylor Moss. Book your seats now on thewolfbrothers.com.
Hi, Mike Keelan here. Now, there's a difference between being served and being helped. Often at a big hardware franchise, you're just being served. But at Mowers Plus Salisbury, they are always there to help. It means you'll get what works for you from a huge range of brush cutters, blowers, ride-on mowers, chainsaws, and so much more. Decades of know-how and a workshop that keeps everything you own running like new, including cylinder mower grinding and all types of blade sharpening. Google Mowers Plus Salisbury.
Knockdown, Build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
22 to 7, we'll be talking about the plight of South Australian citrus in just a moment. Our listeners are having so much fun renaming South Beach, our newest suburb where the Port Stanvac oil refinery used to be. There will be houses into the future, a significant number of them as well. 3,600 of them for 8,000 people. We're trying to come up with better names, and they continue to come through, Stacey.
We are getting so many names here. I like this one. Paul in Evanston Gardens. 2 reasons why it should be called Black Sands. 1, for the oil. 2, for the seed of black.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Black Sands.
Ticks the box.
Let's go to Morphett Vale. Steve, you got a suggestion for us?
Yeah, morning, Will and Stace. Yeah, I've lived down south my whole life, and I would suggest at least 80% of people in the south would know where the Stanvac oil refinery used to be. And my suggestion is it should be called Stanvac Cove.
Stanvac Cove. Yeah, give it sort of a hat tip to the history of the place.
Good one.
Let's go to Andrew at Prospect. Morning, Andrew.
Yes, good morning. I just take my beach name, and that's from a popular one over in America. You got Malibu. Why do you call it Malakoots?
Sounds a bit like Malakuta, which is what New South Wales. Malakoots. We could do with the Malakoots. We've had the suburb named after 2 state government front benches now.
There you go. Malakoots.
Malakoots. Why not? Keep them coming in. 8223 or text us on 0448 08 13 95. Do we know who's developing it? Is it an interstate developer?
I don't know.
My suspicion is none of this cleverness or none of these sort of homages to Stanvac would make it through someone who's never been to South Australia or the hearing.
Yeah.
So hang on, what are we naming it after? The oil refinery. Just walk me through your thinking there, as they say from the northern beaches of Sydney.
Yeah, but then what's the justification for South Beach? Why are we naming that? Well, it's a beach and it's in the south.
So here's the thinking. We blue skied it, and it is south, so that much is accurate.
Imagine what was on that government whiteboard. Where is this suburb?
Yeah.
South. Is it near the beach? Yes. There we go, guys.
Okay, it writes itself.
One option.
Very unimaginative, unlike our 5AA breakfast listeners. Let's take a look at a serious subject because the weather is causing all sorts of issues for the citrus harvest in the Riverland. It's leading to the downgrading of oranges and mandarins due to quality issues. In fact, one of the producers there said 60 to 70% of fruit has been downgraded this year. Mark Doakey is the SA chair of Citrus SA. Mark, good morning to you.
Good morning. How you going?
Yeah, well, we're not too bad, Mark. So what does this mean for South Australian citrus producers?
No, it just means you get a little bit less for your produce because, unfortunately, no one buys the imperfect piece of fruit these days.
Oh, see, Mark, I do. I think we need to sell more of them in the supermarket. Is that a possibility now in some of the supermarkets to sell the imperfect ones, or do the supermarkets still just not buy them off the growers?
There is a couple lines of Touch by Nature is one line, and Naturally Packed is one line, so they do it, but majority of fruit has to be perfect looking for consumers, unfortunately, but that's okay.
So you said though you get less, so they are still being sold. Where does the downgraded fruit typically get sold to?
In Australia, usually the better stuff goes to export, and the more second class or the more marked stuff does go to Australia.
Is that right?
It's not disastrously bad looking, but if it's got a small mark on it, it'll get downgraded.
And so does this mean then there's some other citrus producer somewhere else in Australia that is selling for a premium price while our poor old Riverland producers are getting smacked?
We still sell a share of premium, like it's just less than normal.
Yeah.
Like you have all sorts of grades and all sorts of classes and destinations within your packed ton, and we still get our share, but just this year, because we had such a windy spring last year, I don't know if people remember, but any wind on a tree at a certain time and the fruit's banging against each other, it'll mark against each other or against leaves and sticks. So that's where the problem comes from. And I'm not being a whinging farmer, but just it is what it is.
So is the season over, Mark, or what do you need to happen with the weather coming up to make sure you do have a good end?
The other issue we had was it was so cold and damp unseasonably for the Riverland for the last 6 weeks that our picking times were very short because you can't pick an orange under 12 degrees because you'll damage it as well.
God.
That's just the rules of the game.
What fruit's been particularly affected, Mark, or is it all things equally?
Yeah, all things equally.
Yeah.
I've got all sorts of varieties, and they've all been less export or class 1, we call it, than normal. But yeah, there's not much you can do unless you put up a protective covering. Some guys have got that, and that stops it, but that's very expensive too.
See, I'd love to be able to, go to the supermarket, go to the local fruit shop and say, I want the South Australian ones. If they're a bit damaged, that's fine. I'm still happy to buy those ones. I think some people are, but the supermarket's just not sure there's an appetite for it.
Yeah.
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, I think the majority of people aren't happy, and there is, like I said, there is lines of, the odd bunch some supermarkets have, and Touched by Nature some supermarkets have. So it's there, but the majority is, it needs to be good, perfect.
It's disappointing.
It is. Mark, well, hopefully the season to come, the weather is a little bit more to your liking and to that of citrus producers here in South Australia, because we love you guys in the Riverland. You do a wonderful job. It's a great part of the country, and it's an important part of the food growing part of our ecosystem as well. Mark Doakey is the SA chair of Citrus SA. If you do see South Australian fruit, go and buy it and support that industry, because they, as you heard, they're doing a little bit tough at the moment. Alan's called in. Morning, Alan.
Good morning. How are things going? I want to call it 20W40 after motor oil.
20W40. That's fantastic. It feels like part postcode, part suburb name.
Someone else sent a text message asking if you can use why you can't use numbers in suburbs, and I think that is precisely the reason, Will, because if you were giving your address, you'd say 12 Smith Street in 20W40 and the suburb postcode is 5312. The person writing down your address would go, what? Say it again?
I need to correct the record too. Thank you, Raymond. Malakuta is Victorian side of the border. It's not in New South Wales. Always wanted to go there. One of the most beautiful places. I've seen pictures of it, and I've got friends who live there in Australia. Now I know which state it's in, which is excellent. Let's head to the Weather Bureau. Ursula Connor is on duty on this Monday morning. Ursula, what kind of Monday do we have ahead of us?
Morning, Will. Oh, well, pretty much what you see is what you get at the moment. We've started off pretty mild, really, for today. A little bit of high cloud around overnight kept those temperatures relatively warm, so it's currently hanging around 10 degrees in the city, headed for a top of 17, and we're also expecting 17 for Glenelg and Elizabeth. A little bit cooler in Noarlunga, 16 degrees, and up at Mount Barker, 15 degrees today. And just partly cloudy is really the story of the day. We've just seen some clouds that are clear the city at the moment, but there is a little bit more coming in from the west that will move over through the day. And we'll also start to see those northerly winds become a bit gusty through the day today, around sort of 20 to 30 kilometres per hour, Will.
Good stuff. Thank you, Ursula. Ursula Connor at the Bureau of Meteorology. A couple more texts while we get to SAPOL.
Yes, Peter says Caltex Beach. Someone else said Shell Beach, which of course works on both fronts. And Kevin Manham, a bit more of a retirement living name, Crude Living.
Crude Living. Yeah, it's sort of like a rock and roll party kind of retirement village. Crude Living. Anything goes. Crude oil. Let's head to SAPOL. Senior Constable Matt Hale is on duty. Matt, this is awful news. There's been a fatality overnight.
Yes, really, really sad. Emergency services were called to Kenton Road in Kenton at 11:20 last night after a Mitsubishi sedan had crashed into a tree. Sadly, the driver and sole occupant of the car, a 19-year-old man, died at the scene. Major crash investigators attended and examined the scene overnight. The vehicle has been towed away and Kenton Road was closed for a time but now is reopened. The young man's death is the 65th life lost on South Australian roads this year. Police investigations are continuing into the circumstances of this tragic crash, and if you've got any information or dash cam that could help us, please get in touch.
Yeah, it's terribly sad, Matt. Tell us about a P-plater caught speeding overnight.
Yes, police detected this Toyota hatch speeding at 151 kilometres per hour in a 90 zone on the north-south motorway at Regency Park early this morning. Now, serious consequences for the P-plate driver. who was a 19-year-old man from Corrialta Park. He was reported for excessive speed and issued a 6-month instant loss of licence. And on top of all that, he's going to be having to appear at court to answer that charge.
151 k's an hour. Unbelievable. Thank you, Matt. Senior Constable Matt Hale from SAPOL. Sharon sent us through a little snippet about South Beach, including the name of the developer, MAB, which I presume they say MAB, from Melbourne. They're a Victorian base. This is the problem. The Victorians wouldn't understand the South Australian stand-back oil-related humour.
No.
So that's why we've got South Beach.
They might like Collingwood Beach, though.
They might. You're right. They might like Collingwood Beach.
Yeah.
Well, that's suddenly a frightening possibility, isn't it?
I'm coming around to this idea that we just name it Collingwood Beach, and you're right, Will, then we have a suburb that we can bag constantly without fear or favour.
We can say, well, that's the kind of thing you expect to happen in Collingwood Beach, but not in the refined suburb of X.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Every time there's a carjacking, we'd say, oh, what?
In Collingwood Beach.
You'd think you're in Collingwood Beach the way things are going.
Exactly.
Actually, you're selling me on it now, so I'm back on board Collingwood Beach for the name for South Beach. 11 to 7. Let's check traffic, and we'll come back with more in just a moment.
Thanks, Will, and morning, Stacey. Roads looking pretty good today for the drive. You've got a breakdown to keep in mind at Crafers, the freeway up track to the Crafers Ramp, but not too many delays through there. We'll find works at Clemtic to look out for this morning, North East Road near OG Road, and slow for works at Greenfields for the drive, Salisbury Harmony Ryan's Road. Getting busy, South Road through Edwardstown with the camera today, Bartley Terrace, Westlake Shore. The census is coming this August. You'll get instructions soon on what to do in the census. Every answer matters. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Is stress and mild anxiety ruling your life and making it impossible to sleep or even to focus? Stress isn't just in your head, it starts in your gut. Introducing Caruso's Anxiety Ease Probiotic. Caruso's Anxiety Ease Probiotic relieves symptoms of stress, mild anxiety and sleeplessness. It also supports focus and maintains energy levels. If you're tired of letting stress rule your life, try Caruso's Anxiety Ease Probiotic today from leading pharmacies and health stores.
Do you need legal help right now? At Anderson Solicitors, we put people first. Expert legal advice when and where it's needed. Trusted by South Australians for over 50 years with 6 locations. Anderson Solicitors. Help when you need it.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
9 minutes to 7. We checked in with Hayden Nelson a short time ago about this awful temple fire in Virginia that had looked like it's gutted a Sikh temple there. A number of members of the community were there. 60 members of the MFS and CFS were in attendance fighting the blaze. Just devastating. And as Hayden described it, not only do you lose the building, you lose the contents and you lose a place that is of significant importance to a large number of people in Adelaide. Bakshish Singh is the president of the temple and joins us on 5AA Breakfast. Bakshish, good morning to you. This is obviously devastating for you and the Sikh community.
Yes, this is a heartbreaking day for our community.
How many people would attend the temple regularly, Bakshish?
On the weekdays, normally 40 to 50, but on the weekends, they sometimes reach up to 300, 400.
Yeah, and what kind of things will have been lost in the fire that you had inside?
Well, most importantly, our holy books. There were four holy books there. So the procedure to go into the temple is people just go in there and bow down to the holy books and then sit there to meditate, do prayers, and pretty much donate groceries. They used to cook together, sharing meals together, planning community work together. So all of the things that is required to be done to do all these things are pretty much gone.
Bakshish, how did you find out about it?
I received a phone call from the bypasser on the road that you guys are having a fire at one corner of the building. Then there were a few volunteer staff which was there, resting there. So they called me about it. And then I went there and I saw the fire reach to the roof, and suddenly I called 000, and emergency services reached there within 10 minutes. But the fire was so significant that it just travels throughout the building within 10 to 15 minutes. Like we didn't have time to save anything.
Are there other Sikh temples nearby that the community can go to, Bakshish, or is there just nothing to fill the gap?
Well, of this capacity, no Sikh temple is there, because that was our hope from last 2 years, to build something big, as our community is really increasing in this area, in Playford area. We don't really have anything as big as this, which was serving our community pretty good in a big way.
Well, it's devastating news when there's, any physical structure that brings together a group of people like this that is important to the communities. We know from covering these stories, Bakshish, how devastating that can be. So hopefully you guys can find some alternative or build something out of what is a really awful situation. Thanks for talking to us. They're wonderful people, the Sikh people. They're just good, peace-loving members of the community. I've worked with them a number of times in the past. They're just genuinely good-natured, even-tempered sorts of people, and it's just devastating to see that something like this happen to them.
It is, yeah.
All right, let's turn our attention to the emergency alert system. Now, if you listened before 6, Sam and Ned had a bit of fun with this. It's happening today, 1:30 p.m. You said it's Molly's nap time.
I know. It's my baby's nap time, so I need to know how I can make sure my phone won't go off at that time. Hopefully Mark Gregory can tell us.
Well, let's find out. Mark Gregory from RMIT joins us. Mark, good morning.
Good morning.
So now, just how powerful is this emergency alert in terms of overriding phones being on silent, headphones plugged in, all manner of things people might try to do to make sure it doesn't come through?
So the technology utilises the firmware in the device. So it's a technology that will override everything in the device. The only way that you're not going to get the message is going to be to turn the device off or put it in airplane mode so that it's not connected to the telecommunications networks.
And when you turn the phone back on or turn airplane mode off, will the alert sound, or if you miss it, you miss it?
I believe that you'll miss it because it's a message that's pushed out at that particular point in time. And so if your phone's not connected to the network at that time, the message is not sent to the device because it's not on the network. And then when you turn it back on later, it will come back onto the network, but the message, that message was pushed out, will have already occurred. So the message is not a one that's kept in the system. It's like a one-time message that's pushed through to the devices.
Right, okay. So turn your phone off or aeroplane mode. Will putting headphones in or earbuds in stop the noise coming out of your phone to go into your ears, or will it just come out of your phone?
My understanding is that it's going to come out of your phone, irrespective of what headphones are there. But I'm not, I haven't seen any specific mention of what would happen if you have, the earbuds or headphones connected. I would anticipate that it would be something that will come out of your phone and out of your phone speakers. And you'll see the message on the screen of the phone when this happens. And depending upon the age of the phone and the model, you're likely to see possibly different messages. Depending upon, that age and what it is. Most of us with a reasonably modern phone, sort of, after 2016, we're likely to see a message that is headed with critical Oz alert, and then it will say test message.
Mark, just to clarify something you said a moment ago, I'm intrigued. Is it so? Are the devices activated by a signal sent via the cellular phone network, or will
That's
something be
right.
sent via the internet? So if you're Wi-Fi connected but not cellular connected, that you too will receive the alert?
No, so this is something that's sent over the telecommunications networks, the cell network. So it's essentially what we call cell broadcast technology. It's something that's built into all modern phones. It provides the ability for countries to set up national alert systems. It utilises a specific channel so that it's standardised right around the world, and it's not going to be blocked because that's a standard channel that's allocated just for this purpose.
We'll all be a little wiser about the process at 1:30 p.m. today. Mark Gregory from RMIT, thank you very much for your time this morning.
The top 7 before 7.
7 before 7 time. Songs about fruit. We're talking about the citrus industry at 6:30.
Yeah.
Songs about fruit. Number 7.
Watermelon sugar.
Miles in the number 7 spot. In the number 6 spot. It's Cherry Cherry by Neil David. Number 4. Put Harry Nielsen, Coconut, number 4 spot. Number 3.
Let me take you down, 'cause I'm going to.
I think a lot of people would have said this first.
Yeah, so this is number 3.
Number 3. Strawberry Fields by the Beatles, the number 2 spot.
I'm moving to the country.
Oh, I'm taking you back to 1996.
I'm moving to the country. I'm gonna eat a lot of peaches.
President of the United States of America.
Moving to the country.
I don't have the second.
Eat a lot of peaches.
No.
Is he not? No, it's actually. Oh, I thought it was a Jack Black thing.
No, it's a band. I don't know what their second biggest song was. I think that might have been the only one. If you're a President of the United States of America fan, do let us know. And the number 1 spot, could it be anyone else?
Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm at home. That's the Wiggles. We'll be back in just a moment.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
Local news and information first. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 7 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brattig.
Had a collision? Get in touch with FIVEAA Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
A Sikh temple has been destroyed by fire at Virginia. The blaze broke out on Old Port Wakefield Road around 10 p.m. Hayden Nelson from 7 News says it's the biggest temple of its kind in Adelaide.
And it was actually a member of the temple who was driving by who spotted it. It's taken out the community kitchen there, so the cooking equipment, gas bottles. It's taken out holy books. There are about 4 holy books, which is a devastating loss for the Sikh community here. But as well, just to see the scale of this blaze, it moved at an extreme pace.
A young driver has died at Kyneton on the outskirts of the Barossa. Senior Constable Matt Hale says his car hit a tree on Kyneton Road.
Sadly, the driver and sole occupant of the car, a 19-year-old man, died at the scene. Major crash investigators attended and examined the scene overnight. The vehicle has been towed away and Kyneton Road was closed for a time but now is reopened. The young man's death is the 65th life lost on South Australian roads this year.
And a driver was taken to hospital after a crash at Modbury last night. 2 cars collided at the intersection of Milne Road and McIntyre Road. A 33-year-old Modbury North man was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The other driver was not injured.
Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen says she won't be talked into standing down despite a delegation of MPs poised to tell her she's lost the support of the party room. A meeting of factional conveners last night declared her time was up and she could not lead the party into the November election. But her remaining backers claimed the Premier won't stand aside despite the party's wishes because there's no viable challenger. The Emergency Management Minister says they've been doing all they can to make sure domestic violence victims are prepared for the test of the new National Emergency Warning System. All devices with a SIM card will receive a loud alert at 1:30 our time as part of a test of the Oz Alert system. Christy McPain says they have this advice for anyone with a secret safe phone which they don't want to be discovered.
People put their phone into aeroplane mode or turn them off at least 1 hour before the test is due to occur. Wesnet have put out a safe phone guide that asks people to keep their phones off for at least 24 hours.
The main suspect in the attack on a Pride event in Berlin has been shot and killed during a confrontation with police. The 21-year-old German citizen drove a van into a crowd, killing one and leaving at least 29 others seriously hurt. Investigators say he was known to police and had tried to join Islamic State. Massive fires are sweeping through parts of Europe. More from Gavin Gray.
A third of 1 million people have been evacuated from their homes in France and Spain as enormous wildfires wreak havoc in Europe. One fire near Bordeaux is just 15 kilometres from the centre of the city, and authorities aren't ruling out the possibility of having to evacuate it. Tinder dry conditions, high temperatures and strong winds are making the path of the wildfires difficult to predict. The rescue effort involves 2,500 firefighters, 1,500 military personnel and almost 1,200 police and gendarmes.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
For security, safety and style made to order, choose Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
And Tom Ransom, controversy in Port's game.
Absolutely, and you'll get contrasting views from the coaches too, Kendall. Josh Carr thinks Ty Gallop's shove on Mitch Georgiades wasn't a great look during yesterday's match at the Gabba. Now, the Lions won the match by 59 points, but one of the big talking points was Gallop picking Georgiades up and shoving him into the turf.
It wasn't a great look, but I'm on the other side of it, so they're a team that plays tough and probably pushes the limits, and we got the free kick, so we got rewarded. Probably not much more to say.
But Brisbane coach Chris Fagan, well, he had a different view.
Oh, that's his opinion. He's allowed to have it. You don't be one of the better teams in the competition if you don't play a hard physical brand. So I think that's what we do. I don't think we do it unfairly. I think we brought good pressure today. Interested that Josh has had a chance to watch it. I haven't, so not as busy as what I am.
The MRO will now have to work out what penalty Gallop faces. There was one other game yesterday, St Kilda 31-point winners against North Melbourne. That result lifts the Saints up to 10th with 4 weeks left to play. Well, Australia has swept the medals in the men's 50-metre freestyle final at the Commonwealth Games. Cam McAvoy setting a new games record of 20.97 seconds, just shy of his world record, while Flynn Southam and Jamie Jack took silver and bronze.
McAvoy, he does! Southam second, Jack third. Australia sweeps the podium in the 50 freestyle. A games record is under 21 seconds.
Audio there thanks to Seven. Meantime, the son of Hayley Lewis, Kai Taylor, has just won gold in the men's 4x200 metre freestyle relay. Well, Oscar Piastri's disappointing season in the Formula Ones has continued after he had gearbox issues at the Hungarian Grand Prix overnight, meaning he failed to finish. The race was won by his teammate Lando Norris. Max Verstappen was second and Kimi Antonelli third. And Tadej Pogacar has been crowned winner of the Tour de France for a record equalling 5th time. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there. Breakdown of Crayfors to look out for this morning. The freeway up track to the Crayfors ramp. Work slowing things up on the Salisbury Highway Greenfield just near Ryan's Road. Sluggish ongoing tunnel work South Road at Tonsley to get off the Southern Expressway. And look out for a speed camera this morning, Grant Road at Ranella. Oz Alert, Australia's new emergency messaging system, will send a test alert to compatible mobile devices around 1:30 p.m. today. If you receive one, you don't need to do anything as it's just a test. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
to the weather. Partly cloudy 17, showers tomorrow 15, a shower or two on Wednesday 14 and cloudy on Thursday down to 13. At the moment 10 on 5AA, Always Adelaide.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, Always Adelaide.
Knock down, build two with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
8 after 7, good morning to you and welcome to Monday. If you're joining us for the very first time on this, the 27th of July. More flights from Singapore to Adelaide are being put on at the back end of this year. I think there's a bigger story now than just the convenience of people wanting to go on holiday or business. We are getting now, it seems week after week, month after month, these big airlines who are saying Adelaide is a destination. And I think this might say something about our economy. It might say something about the desire of people to come here and maybe the business links that are being made. There's a bigger narrative at play here. We might get into that with the airport after 7:30 today. We're also going to talk real estate with Toop and Toop. Anyone sold or bought a house or got a child who has, a grandchild who has, or is trying to at the moment? Are they finding it any easier? Are you finding it harder to sell a place? Have you noticed no difference? These are all interesting data points in the context of what's happening in Australia at the moment. So we'll get Bronte Manuel's view before 8, but we'd love to hear yours as well on 8223 0000. You can shoot your stories through on 0448 08 1395. We're trying to decipher about whether the South Australian Greens have declared war on Stacey Lee.
I don't know what's going on.
They've put up a meme post that is also a mean post about, this. You might have seen this construction on your social media before about where would you sit on a bus featuring these people. And on the bus is Corey Bernardi and Pauline Hanson. And, Green supporter wouldn't pick that one. But so is Stacey. She's on this bus too.
Yeah. Would you sit in between me and Hans?
Classic right-wing firebrand, as you've always been known as, Stacey.
Yeah, that's true.
This is we're going to try and decipher this in just a moment. But, folks, it gives you a moment to go on and have a look for us. Maybe you can help us out and try to work out what's going on here. And you can call in on 8223 0000. The biggest news story as you wake up this morning, though, comes to us from Virginia, where a Sikh temple has burnt to the ground. And we've got pictures. We'll put them up on the Facebook and YouTube live stream, which you can look at right now, thanks to the wonderful Walk a Mile, which is not this week, but next week. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile and buy boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. They're on there right now. So have a look at those pictures and have a listen to Bakshish Singh, who is the leader at the Sikh temple. And what kind of things will have been lost in the fire that you had inside?
Well, most importantly, our holy books. There were four holy books there. So the procedure to go into the temple is people just go in there and bow down to the holy books and then sit there to meditate, do prayers, and pretty much donate groceries. They used to cook together, sharing meals together, planning community work together. So all of the things that is required to be done to do all these things are pretty much gone.
Yeah, he said there's not as though there's a temple one suburb across that everyone can congregate at.
No.
This is the big. They built this one to try and give everyone a hub where the community could all come together. And as you can see, it is for people that aren't on the Facebook and YouTube live stream. Hayden described it as melted and twisted sheets of metal, and that's all that remains. Really, there's nothing. It doesn't look like it's any of that building, and unfortunately, is going to be salvageable. We're going to get to a little bit of the Oz alert that's happening at 1:30 p.m. today in just a moment. But the top 7 before 7, Stacey, has generated a stack of feedback.
Oh, we've had so much feedback on it. And, Will, a few people pointing out that the presidents of the United States of America had another song, Lump, which was their first
My apologies
song.
to all the POTUS fans out there.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was just Peaches, but Lump, I need to check Lump out.
Andrew from St Mary said, "Where was Apples and Oranges" by Pink Floyd?
Yep, omission, fair.
And this really well-known mainstream song, Banana Chips, by everyone's favourite Japanese all-female punk band, Shonen Knife.
Japanese all-female punk band. It's the first time, I checked this, that sentence has ever been texted into 5AA Breakfast. So thank you.
Ben Jordan, put that in your stat book.
Yeah, exactly right.
I actually like the sound. I'm going to go home and listen to Shonen Knife's discography.
You might be the newest Shonen Knife supporter. We've got a new poll out about South Australian political support that's interesting. This one comes via Redbridge, so it's a major polling company. 862 people is the sample size. Labor's support jumping 3.5 points, according to this poll, since the March 21 election. That would take their primary support number to 41%, which is a staggeringly high number considering what the primary poll support for major parties is around the country at the moment. Now, curiously, and I double-checked this against the March election figures, One Nation and the Libs unchanged at 23 and 18% respectively. So presumably they've taken that support from the minor parties, albeit I think the Greens enjoyed a small bump in support too. So
everyone's either stayed the same or gone up.
Yeah.
We don't have that much more population,
obviously,
do we?
tough poll for the independents. It may be about just the number of how many respondents you could actually answer that you would vote for. This may be a polling thing. But in any case, what it does show is that everything is pretty much the same from the state election except Labor is up, which is kind of interesting. You expect midterm polls to go against the incumbent, but this one would suggest the popularity's increased. There's a throwaway line in here, and there's no data, and I'm intrigued about this.
Yeah.
Tony Barry said South Australian Labor's two greatest political assets are Peter Malinauskas and Liberal Senator Alex Antic. Malinauskas, this is the quote, is a generational political talent, and Antic is a vote-losing machine for the Liberal Party. He just does. I'd love to see the drilled down data on that.
On that, yeah. I wonder if there is data from Redbridge asking people
surely.
Why there's been a growth in Labor's vote and not in the Liberal Party's vote, but it's just not been published, or did they just not have the data and they're suggesting that that's why? But you can't really make a suggestion of that nature without having the data to back it up, I would have thought.
Surely, unless it's sort of a popularity measure, and he's maybe the least popular politician in South Australia.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, we're having to guess because the data wasn't in the article, but it was an interesting line. Have a listen to this. You're going to be hearing that at 1:30 p.m. today. That is the Oz Alert trial that's taking place a little bit later today. You will hear that sound, as we've just heard from our expert before the break, irrespective of whether your phone is on silent, it vibrate, whether you've got headphones in, you will hear it a little bit later this afternoon, 1:30 this afternoon, the Oz Alert sound. Has anyone had a chance to check out the Greens post?
I think we're going to put it up on the live stream.
All right, it's up on the live stream. Let's have a look. The Facebook and YouTube live stream.
I'll share it onto my Instagram as well if anyone wants to see it.
So this has been pointed out to you. The Greens have put this up this morning. It says, you have an 8-hour bus ride. Where are you sitting? And it's got, they're all 3 seats on each side. And presumably they've put people that the Greens wouldn't want to sit next to. So, for example, at the back right at the bus is Ashton Hearn and Peter Malinauskas. Yeah. You've got over on the middle on the left, you've got Pauline Hanson and Corey Bernardi. I think there are some friendlies there. Sarah Hanson-Young is there. Yeah. Rob Sims is there.
Yeah, and there's Melanie Selwood, the Greens Upper House MP, next to Maggie Beer. I mean, I don't think I'd pass up an opportunity to sit next to Maggie Beer.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But then you and Hans in the front left position.
Would you want to sit in between me and Hans?
Are you? And what's your interpretation? Are you friend or foe to the South Australian Greens?
Well, not many people. Well, that's an interesting question because apart from the Greens MPs, not many of them seem to be friends of the Greens. So I'm going
public enemy number one. I
foe.
think you were in the number one spot up there. So I'm calling it. War has been declared on Stacey by the South Australian Greens until we hear to the contrary.
Rob did say, well, Stacey, you were considering a sit-down leash on Friday, so that does make you a diehard One Nation supporter, it seems. I would like to note, so far...
That's a good point,
yeah,
Rob.
It is.
You did declare you were buying a sit-down leash.
I was in the market for a new leash for Murray. I'm yet to make a purchase, though. I can't fully commit. I will point out there's only one vote cast so far on the post, and it's for the seat between me and Hans.
That's the most popular seat.
We are winning so far. 1 from 1.
Cop that, Greens.
Everyone get online and vote for seat 1.
18 minutes after 7. We played the emergency alert sound a moment ago that you're going to hear later today, which I think people appreciate. This is sort of a modern way of getting in contact with people. We can turn the vice that is the phone into a device that means people can be alerted when there is an emergency, because it's in everyone's pocket, and we've never had an opportunity to get to people where they are like we do with an alert system and the mobile phone. But there are some safety risks with it as well. Mm-hmm. And this has been spoken about in the lead up to this test today, about the potential for people who might have a phone that they use to communicate securely that might not be known to a partner in domestic violence situation, that it would be problematic if it was suddenly to start blaring out in the household. Jaylee Cooper from the wonderful Catherine House, who we're, of course, partnering with again for the Addy Drive in a couple of weeks' time, joins us on 5AA Breakfast. Jaylee, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Jaylee, what is the advice for domestic violence victims or anyone who does have a safe phone at home that they need to keep, private?
Yeah, so the advice that we have been given, or that's been given out more broadly, and certainly we are talking to our clients and wider community about, is about an hour before, at a minimum, to be turning off that phone or putting it into aeroplane mode, and then actually subsequently leaving it off for up to 24 hours afterwards. And also for just people to remember, and I know you've touched on this morning, but even just switching your phone onto silent is not going to cut it. So, to really remember to turn it off or to on airplane mode.
Someone has made a suggestion to leave the phone in the car. That was Caroline, because I was saying earlier 1:30 this afternoon is Molly's nap time, which, is much more trivial compared to the examples that we're talking about today, where people really need the phone to stay secret.
Yep. Yeah. And look, one of the other, bits of advice we've said as well is for women particularly that might have a safe phone, if they do have someone else they might want to give it to at the time, then that's an option as well. But it's really important for people that are experiencing violence that, want to ensure that they can keep themselves safe and they do have that safe phone, is to have it sort of as far away from the perpetrator as possible.
Andrew says he thinks it's terrible advice to tell those in an abusive relationship to keep their phone off for 24 hours. Then they have no way to communicate with anyone in that time. He sent us that text message. Then you can't communicate if you do have one of these phones, but the alternative you think is not the best option.
Yeah. And look, as we would always say, if someone is in immediate danger, to always contact 000. But I think this is really the best advice, from a broader perspective, because there are, if we look at the women who come to Catherine House, one of the first things that we do is, obviously we partner with FIVEAA for the Addy Drive, so that one of the first things that we do is we give women, the option for new underwear, new bras, but also a new phone.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, we'll be talking to you next week as well, Jaylee. You mentioned the Addy Drive.
I'm very much looking forward to speaking to you on a brighter note next week.
Yes, we're looking forward to it. We'll get you in the studio, Jaylee, and we'll get things geared up. And our listeners are already excited for it, I can tell. Jaylee Cooper from the wonderful Catherine House. Now, Matt on the text line, Stacey, said, Stacey in hands, that would be a hoot. How do I sign up? There you go. That's another vote.
There we
Matt
go.
from O'Halloran Hill. And Nick from Windvale makes this point about the polling. Alex Antic has been undermining the Liberals for 5 years now. The damage he has done probably isn't measurable, but it is real. He needs to hurry up and jump to One Nation, and I'd give him 2 weeks before him and Bernardi start battling. Once he does, that would be interesting to see, Nick. Thank you. Keep the text coming through, 048008 1395, or you can give us a buzz on 8223 0000. We'll check traffic. Stephen Rowe next.
Morning there at Crayfors. A breakdown on the freeway up track near the Crayfors ramp. Work slowing things up on the Salisbury Highway Greenfields just near Ryan's Road. Sluggish with ongoing tunnel works on South Road at Tonsa as you get off the Southern Expressway. Traffic building Anzac Highway at Ashford heading into the city. And got a camera this morning, Grant Road at Ranella. Try new Caruso's Reduced Probiotic to help in the management of food cravings. Now available at Chemist Warehouse. Always read the label and follow the directions for use. Shop Caruso's at Chemist Warehouse. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing,
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
8, Z Fold 8 or Z Fold 8 Ultra at Harvey Norman and you'll receive a bonus $300 Harvey Norman gift card. Flip phones and fold phones are becoming very popular. Plus, pre-order the Galaxy Watch 9 or Galaxy Watch Ultra 2 and receive up to $250 in bonus gift cards. New phone, new watch, bonus gift cards. Sounds good to me. Hurry, the Samsung Galaxy Z Series gift card offer ends August 13th. The new Samsung Galaxy Z Series and Samsung Watch 9 series now at Harvey Norman. Terms and conditions apply.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Sick of the wait after a car accident? Rain, hail or shine, Pro Paint and Panel has your back 24/7.
From towing and insurance paperwork to high standard repairs, they'll help get the process moving and your car back on the road.
Remember the 3 Ps, Pro Paint and Panel, South Road, Hindmarsh.
At Biourban Bathrooms and Kitchens, the swear jar takes on a whole new meaning.
The Biourban swear jar is about their pledge to do everything possible to make your bathroom or kitchen renovation experience the best it can possibly be.
Sean is the guru of kitchens at Biourban with over 30 years experience, and Sean swears to deliver the kitchen of your dreams with minimum fuss and interruption to your home.
And Aaron and John are the plasterers for Biourban, and they both swear to always clean up after themselves. There you go, that's a big one. You'll never know they've been there.
For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Biourban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. Precise Plumbing and Electrical. We're helping life flow.
Or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knockdown, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
25 minutes after 7, it's time to talk sport.
Stephen Ryan on 5AA Breakfast.
Big weekend of footy and some fighting words from the coaches after the Port-Brisbane clash as well. Stephen Rowe, good morning to you.
Oh, Will and Stacey, good morning. Yeah, round 20's done. Only 4 games left. Can you believe that? Yeah, Port were plucky. Look, they tried hard, but I think in the end they just outplayed and outgunned. They lost by 10 goals to Brisbane. They sit bottom 4, 15th, and that's probably where they'll stay. Only good news from that is they'll get that low pick for Dougie Cochran, and that'll be here before we know it. Now, what have I missed? What do you mean fighting words? What happened?
So did you see the Ty Gallop incident with Mitch Georgiades, Rowie, where he slung him in a tackle? Georgiades obviously just freshly back from a concussion, and then picked him up and smashed his head into the dirt behind the play. Our listeners are wondering this morning, and Tom Wren asked the question as well about how does that get assessed by the match review panel compared to something like Darcy Fogarty, who was trying to tackle. And then after the game, Josh Carr said it wasn't a good look, and Chris Fagan said, well, as we just heard in 5AA News, he said, well, he's had time to look at it. He's obviously less busy than I am. We're a tough team, and we do, that's why we're a good team.
How good's that? Well, honestly, you go back to Fogarty 3 weeks, and yeah, nothing surprises me in the AFL now, Will. Nothing. But I like that. Good fighting words. Let's just quickly turn our attention to the Crows. I think the top 4 looks pretty settled, don't you? Freo, Sydney, Hawthorn and Lions. Crows are 5th. I just think that loss to the Pies, they're going to rue that on a number of fronts. What have they got?
I've done the ladder predict. I reckon a lot of our Crows fan listeners will. I can't get them into the top 4. It feels like 5th or 6th to me, basically.
Yeah. They got Essendon Tigers, Freo away, then GWS. Look, they've got a month to sort out their, you know what, I'm confident they can. Well, more hopeful that they will. Keane comes back. You got Fogarty in 2 more weeks. They've got to get Archie back in there fit, sort out the wings. Where's Curtin playing? Thilthorpe in ruck. They've got a month to sort it out. And if they get it right, they can do some damage come September, because they're too good a team to dish up that second half crap they did against the Pies. The showdown 60. They're not outriders. We spoke about that last Friday. Look, let's hope they can get it together, Will. There's a lot riding on it. People's careers.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is the put up or shut up finals campaign for the Adelaide Football Club, isn't it?
I like it. I've been looking for something to bill. Put up or shut up. You know what I'm like, Stacey? I like themes.
Yes.
Yes, like it.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at.
There you go.
All right.
Is there a song that has those words in it?
Our listeners will know if there are.
Yes, let's do it.
Yep.
Find me a song, listeners, 8223 0000 to theme September.
Yep. Oh, that's good. We'll
Love it.
We'll email you the suggestions later, Rowie, with
Please.
Sport JU and Timmy G. Good on you.
Please.
Good on you, Stephen.
See you guys.
Some things are worth waiting for, like tickets to your favourite concert, waiting for a nice bottle of red to breathe, or waiting for the kids to finally unpack the dishwasher. But waiting to get your air conditioner serviced just before summer or winter really hits, it's just not worth the pain. Get in touch with Morford Air now for servicing or a new system. Put it at the top of your to-do list. When it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford. For those whose pool is the main feature of their yard, Walco offer a special mesh cover to keep debris and leaves out while making your pool area look stunning all through winter. Join the great cover-up and ask Walco about their stylish new mesh pool covers. Walco.com.au.
One of the biggest misconceptions about hair care is that it's all about the hair itself. Caring for your hair starts with caring for your scalp. Dr. Rama Target at Strand Doctor has developed formulations, a shampoo, conditioner and intensive serum designed to cleanse and care for your scalp, helping hair look and feel its best. Learn more at stranddoctor.com.au or visit 69 King William Street, Kent Town, Adelaide. Strand Doctor Formulations, designed for healthier looking hair.
The most frustrating thing about having your car repaired after a collision can be the wait. Sometimes months. At Premier Panel Services, the wait is one thing you won't have to worry about. We've expanded our workshop and our highly skilled team. It means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
Exitel's $80 a month internet plan is on sale never. We don't care what day it is. Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Boxing Day, or your nan's birthday. Forget about price hikes. We keep it just the way you like. One plan, one price. Exitel. Typical evening speed 500 over 40 megabits per second. T's and C's apply.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 7:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brattig.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? Premier Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
A teenage driver has died after his car hit a tree on the outskirts of the Barossa last night. The 19-year-old man died at the scene. It's the 65th life lost on our roads this year. While a P-plater has lost his licence after he was caught speeding at Regency Park overnight. Senior Constable Matt Hale says he was clocked at 151 in a 90 zone on the north-south motorway.
The P-plate driver, who was a 19-year-old man from Corralta Park, he was reported for excessive speed and issued a 6-month instant loss of licence. And on top of all that, he's going to be having to appear at court to answer that charge.
A Sikh temple went up in flames at Virginia last night. The blaze broke out on Old Port Wakefield Road around 10 p.m. CFS and MFS crews managed to stop it spreading. Hayden Nelson from 7 News says it's believed it started in the kitchen.
This stage certainly appears to be accidental, but obviously firefighters have to do their due diligence and determine the cause, whether it's, it really could be anything, but at this stage it doesn't appear to be suspicious.
Drivers can expect a progressive increase in fuel prices at the Bowser in the next week. The Prime Minister's confirmed there are no plans to extend the fuel excise discount when it expires on the 2nd of August. Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen's leadership is on the line after Labor figures reportedly met last night to discuss her position. Sarah Wiedersane reports.
4 months out from the November state election, Labor heavyweights have held crucial talks to discuss whether Jacinta Allen still has the support of the caucus. It's understood they came to the conclusion that she does not. A leadership spill could now be held as early as Tuesday when the Victorian Parliament resumes.
2 native birds found dead on separate beaches in SA have tested positive for the H5 strain of bird flu. A greater crested tern was found near Robe on the Limestone coast and another near the Semaphore Surf Lifesaving Club. There have now been 20 confirmed or presumed positive cases across the country. We're being reminded the Oz Alert warning test will occur later this afternoon. Alex Riddell reports.
Millions of phones will receive the alert at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Phones will vibrate, sound a 10-second siren and display a full-screen notification. It's all part of the federal government testing its $132 million Oz Alert warning system. The new National Emergency Warning System is designed to deliver faster alerts during events including bushfires, floods and cyclones. While victims of domestic violence are being urged to turn off any hidden devices or put them on aeroplane mode, because the alert will still come through if phones are on silent or do not disturb.
And 2 Ross Trevor Lotto players have each scored $2.2 million in Saturday's Cross Lotto draw, but one is yet to discover their good fortune. Officials from the lot are waiting for the lucky winner to come forward. The winning entry was bought at the Ross Trevor Pharmacy. Turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, over 50 years strong. All colours, all styles, all street appeal. Gliderol.com.au.
Good morning, Tom Wren.
And a very good morning to you as well, Kendall. Port Adelaide remains anchored in the bottom 4 of the AFL ladder following a 59-point loss against Brisbane at the Gabba. The Power will now prepare to take on GWS at home on Saturday night. There was one other game yesterday to wrap up round 20. St Kilda 31-point winners against North Melbourne, which revives their wild card hopes. To motorsport, Oscar Piastri slamming McLaren after the Aussie was forced to retire from the Hungarian Grand Prix with a gearbox issue. Piastri led for most of the first half of yesterday's race, but couldn't finish it, and it was won by his teammate Lando Norris.
Getting taken out by a back mark is never really one of the things you think can go wrong, but I was proven wrong. And then obviously the gearbox, so not the easiest of days.
Yeah, disappointing. There's a new star on golf's PGA Tour, 21-year-old American Jackson Koiven taking out the 3M Open in Minnesota and doing so in a tournament record of 25 under. He held off the world number 1 Scotty Scheffler also by 3 shots, a 14-foot par on the last, helping him seal the result.
For the tournament scoring record. Fresh-faced and fearless. One of golf's young stars shines the brightest this week. Jackson Koiven takes down the title at the 3M Open.
Yeah, that was impressive audio thanks to Fox. And gymnast Jessie Moore has won the nation's first men's individual all-round Commonwealth Games medal in 16 years, taking out bronze in Glasgow. Meantime, Australia has defeated England 66-47 in netball's group stage. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
Morning there, Virginia. Crash to look out for Ward Road near Angle Vale Road. Crayfors a break down the freeway up track near the Crayfors ramp to look out for. Another smash at Enfield, Grand Junction Road near Main North Road, and slow for works at Prospect this morning. Churchill Road near Charles Street. Speeds at 40 k's. Getting busy South Road Edward Sound with a camera, Military Road West Beach. The ZS5 small SUV is available from just $22,990 drive away and backed by MG's 10-year warranty. Visit your local MG dealer today. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
Partly cloudy and 17 today, showers tomorrow 15, a shower or 2 Wednesday 14 and cloudy on Thursday down to 13. At the moment 9 on 5AA, Always Adelaide.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
23 minutes to 8. Sorry, Stacey and I are momentarily distracted. We're trying to tease out whether some sort of statistical anomaly has happened in South Australia, or indeed someone has won twice, or if there's just something happening with Rostrevor. Two lotto players in Rostrevor, as you just said in 5AA News, have won $2.2 million. Two of them. So one ticket was purchased at 18 Moonta Street at Adelaide Chinatown Lotteries. The other one was at the Rostrevor Pharmacy at St Bernard's Road in Rostrevor.
So the first person knows who they are and knows that they've won. The second person hasn't come forward yet, but they're both from Rostrevor.
Your theory, I think, is the best theory on this.
I reckon they must be family members and have used the family members' birthdays and used the same numbers, because how could two people in the same suburb get all the numbers correct?
So the numbers are 12, 43, 2, 22, 8 and 6. Sups were 28 and 13. So everything but 43 could be a birthday.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Has anyone got a working theory for us?
It has to be. They have to be related.
Is the luckiest family? Has a family ever won a lottery?
Twice?
Yeah, the same family won the lottery twice.
I'm also not discounting that the second winner is the same person, because they haven't come forward yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe they got the call that they won on the first ticket and then forgot they bought the second.
They didn't even think they bought the second ticket. Could you imagine? That would be the best moment of your life.
I already won.
Hang on.
No.
I wonder what numbers I picked at that second ticket. The one I got at St Bernard's Road at the Rostrevor Pharmacy. Unbelievable story. Two people in Rostrevor winning $2.2 million. Just remarkable.
They have to be related.
They have to be, surely. Do we got any sleuths out there? Any theories?
Yeah,
Anyone in Rostrevor? Have you seen anyone walking around sort of a little bit chuffed? I don't know how you look once you won $2 million. I've never seen someone who does.
No.
I can't describe that picture for you, but maybe you can for us. 8223 0000. If you travel regularly to Singapore or you do business there or it's a good hub for where you like to go on holiday, you'll feel like you've won the lottery, because there has been an increase in flights directly from Adelaide to Singapore. They're going to lift their services to 12 flights a week from late October. That will mean more than 1,300 seats into and out of South Australia that you can now, I believe you can now book. Brenton Coxwell knows, the managing director at Adelaide Airport. Brenton, I was thinking about this story in the context less so, and I love going to Singapore and I love going to places you can get to there from there cheaply and so forth, and that's all great. But there's just been enough of these stories now that I wonder whether they are saying something broader about the South Australian economy, or indeed our attractiveness as a tourist destination. To what do you owe the increased number of flights from these major airlines now directly into Adelaide?
Yeah, I mean, for a start, Singapore, they've been here for over 40 years. They're our oldest customer, and they've watched Adelaide grow up. And I think, this move by them to go, double daily for the best part of the week is sort of testament to Adelaide growing up. And in many respects, just the scale of our economy and what we've got to offer from a visitation perspective. And so that they only do it with that sort of confidence. And look, without undermining ourselves, there's a little bit going on in the world. And one of the only winners with all of this sort of unrest in the Middle East, kind of globally from an airline perspective, has been Singapore. And I think, Adelaideans have always sort of found Singapore to be reliable, and during this European summer where people have been getting away, they've been, a lot of people have been just choosing getting on Singapore, and this double daily service is broadly to sort of help connect better into the European market for them as well. So, with these things, an airline, it's always a combination of reasons, because they need lots of reasons for travel, but fundamentally confidence in the Adelaide market.
Does it mean prices will come down, more options, lower prices, or is it not that simple?
You'd like to think so. I mean, in theory, more supply, it puts downward pressure on price, but there's, the world's not getting any cheaper at the moment, is it? But this stuff on the margins does benefit price, and I always just recommend, look around early. There's often some really last-minute deals, but I think for most people, we've got to plan our international travel a fair way in advance and just look early for the deals. And Singapore have always been pretty reliable on the price front.
we certainly hope that the conflict in the Middle East is not permanent, but Brenton, but you said that could be in large part why they've added services because of people wanting to overshoot the Middle East and not stop over there and fly to Singapore instead. Do you think Singapore are betting that a lot of Australians and South Australians, having now gone about it that way, that whilst the conflict might not be permanent, their choice for getting to Europe and other places might have permanently shifted?
Yeah, there's a bit of that with our market, and also just more broadly, they've readjusted their whole network to be able to tap in a little bit better into that European market. They put on more capacity there, and so it just makes them a more convenient proposition. So they're more competitive now to Europe than perhaps they were, before all of this crisis, because a lot of people are looking. Some are looking for the cheapest price, some are looking for the fastest way, some are looking for the easiest way, and they're just sort of ticking a few more boxes on that front, the way they've rejigged their network. So, look, there's a little bit of that. Also, I think I've seen it proven out. I've seen people actually get on board and fly with them that way, which is, helps. But, look, again, fundamentally, they've been in the market for a long time. Airlines have come and go, and Singapore have stuck with it. And this is just consistent building. And, I mean, we've never had an airline fly 12 a week year-round, and to credit that, I guess, our longest-standing, most committed international customer is the one to do it.
Good stuff, Brenton. Fantastic news. Appreciate your time this morning as well. The Managing Director at Adelaide Airport, Brenton Cox, on what we've just learnt is historic. We've never had an international airline fly this regularly out of Adelaide directly before. Be nice if our national carrier could do it. Wouldn't that be a treat?
Yeah, and it's a great point. I mean, if you're choosing to fly through the Middle East at the moment or Singapore, you'd much rather Singapore.
It's not a hard choice, and it's there. They're pretty nice airline as well. Let's head to Blair Atho. Annie's called in with a theory on this Ross Trevor duo that appear to have won the lottery. Morning, Annie.
Good morning. My theory is it's the husband and wife that have won it. The husband's had the registered ticket and been told, and the wife's keeping it nice and quiet.
Oh, Annie.
I like that.
That is brilliant. Well, that's Annie now, based on scarce paucity of evidence. That is now my working theory. I'm adopting that as gospel now.
Yep.
Thank you, Annie. A few people have said 43 could relate to a birth year as well.
Yeah,
could be someone born in 1943. I think we'll solve this by 9 o'clock.
And someone has said in case of that maybe they bought the second in case a family member won, but they got nothing. So they duplicated their ticket just in case. Well, I know my sister bought a ticket, but she's not going to give me anything if she wins, so I'll buy the same one.
Clever.
It's funny.
We'll get to the bottom of this. Tom makes the astute point that just because they were sold in Ross Trevor doesn't necessarily mean the people live in Ross Trevor.
No, but
it does suggest that two people
that
in
one
it,
was sold in Ross Trevor.
That's right.
Yeah.
One of them was definitely from Ross Trevor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. But it does suggest two multi-million-dollar winners probably fairly nearby. We'll find out more when that person ultimately comes forward.
Yeah.
Speaking about finding out more, I didn't know we had mer people. I confess I was entirely ignorant to this. Merfolk, in fact, merfolk, inspired by Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Don mermaid tails and swim in pools. Apparently, it's quite good for exercise. Again, I didn't realise.
It'd be good for your core.
Good for core exercise. But there's on page 3 of the Advertiser today, our next guest, Nicola Roby, is lamenting the fact that the merfolk have been banned from a public pool that rebranded to a YMCA. And Nicola, good morning to you.
Good morning. Or shallow, I should say.
Shallow.
Shallow.
I like that.
How many merfolk are we talking about here?
Oh, worldwide? Well over
in Adelaide.
4,000. Oh, about 80.
There's about 80.
Really?
And so did you all get together at the same pool?
No, probably about 15 of us to 20 of us would, yes.
And so how did you discover you could swim with a tail on?
My husband bought me a mermaid tail for Christmas about 10 years ago, and I guess I've always swum in that mermaid-like motion, like a dolphin kind of thing.
Is it hard?
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, if you've done any sort of swimming lessons where you've done the butterfly stroke, basically it's the butterfly stroke without arms and a bit slowed down in the legs. So when I teach swimming with children, we call it the dolphin kick. And, yeah, you just slow that down. It's easy. You've got a monofin, which is kind of like your bifins when you're going snorkeling, but obviously your feet are together. And you just use that movement, to propel yourself forward.
So, Nicola, you're also known as Mermaid Nakwalan. Did I pronounce that right?
You did, yes.
good. And so you teach lessons, did you say? You teach kids? And what else do you do as a mermaid in Adelaide?
Yes, so I teach people from 10 and older, and to be honest, it's actually mainly adults that actually attend my classes. So, yeah. We teach the safety aspect of it, because one of the things that is really important is always knowing how to use your equipment, and being an OSWIM instructor, we teach young children or anybody how to swim properly. And so I use those same philosophies with the mermaid tail, making sure that people know how to use them effectively, how to get out of them if they're in trouble, and just some basic common sense, like always being supervised.
I'm not a big public pool frequenter, Nicola, so I can't grasp why you guys have been kicked out. What's the issue?
Okay, so several years ago, a viral video was posted about a young child that was put into a mermaid tail, and she was told to do a somersault in it inside the pool, and she couldn't get up. And that is the reason why we've had a blanket tail ban across pools across the world. But there's a lot more to that video, as there always is. So the context to that video is that child could not actually swim. She was put in a like a wish kind of a mermaid tail, so a really bad quality. We go on safety and making sure that we've got good equipment. This was a knockoff, and
like a Temu
she asked her. Yeah, basically. And then she asked her to do an advanced move. When I teach my swimming, at first they're only swimming like 2 meters and making in the shallow water, making sure that they can get it on and off and they feel comfortable, they're holding onto the edge. And once they build up their confidence, they can then branch out to swim a little bit further, but always under supervision. This child did not know how to swim, was told to do an advanced move and use a knockoff tail. So, of course, she was going to get into trouble. And then the other post that went viral was a father that left his 5-year-old and 6-year-old in a pool together while he went to make an avocado sandwich for his other child, and the child slipped in the water.
Oh, dear.
Sorry, you supervise your children at all times.
So what happens now if you can't do your swimming lessons at the aquatic centre? Where can you go?
Yep, so we've been running them from Sheriff's Road Swimming Centre, so down south. Unfortunately, the downside to that is it's so far away from people who were used to coming to a central location. So people from Elizabeth, Salisbury or eastern and western suburbs don't often want to travel that far. And also the central location was great because the water was a little bit deeper for us to swim as a collective pod.
Okay.
All right.
Well, hopefully you can find somewhere else to go.
Yeah. I mean, what an adult wants to do in a pool is their own business, isn't it? You've always
absolutely
said that. 822 300 00 is our number. Thank you, Nicola. Nicola Roby. I wonder if we've got any other mermaids. There's 80 of them in South Australia. I wasn't aware of that.
I didn't
40
know.
to 80.
I grew up wanting to be a mermaid. So
we do. I kind of get safety when kids are involved.
Of course. And mermaids would be so attractive to kids. If there were mermaid tails for the pool when
my
I was
daughter
a
would
kid.
go nuts for it.
100%.
We are in a rush as a society to try and save people from the adults from themselves sometimes, aren't we?
Yeah. She's teaching lessons.
It's got a touch of the old Paynham St. Peter's diving board about it, doesn't it?
I want that quote from Bob Catter. What? Let 1,000 blossoms bloom.
Let 1,000. We may have that somewhere. It does come up every so often. A couple of text theories about the Ross Trevor lottery wins.
Yes. Rod says, my theory with the lottery win is that the person bought the ticket online with the set numbers, as I do every week, and then forgot, as I did once, and bought them again. Hence 2 lots of tickets.
That would be great.
I love that idea.
Person.
Yeah, imagine getting their win and then getting another call. You've won again?
Yeah, your pants just came out of the wash and we found this, what's that, scrap of paper?
The best part about that is, $4.4 million, but also you tell your family you won 2.2 and don't tell them about the other 2.2. They never know about the rest. Because everyone would come wanting some money.
I like this from Cheryl. Cheryl says, my 2 brothers have birthdays 2 days apart. I buy one easy pick and copy the numbers and give both brothers the same numbers.
Oh, that way they can both win.
Yeah.
And surely then you get half of each, Cheryl, so you get half and they get a quarter.
Yeah, at very least. That's very thoughtful, Cheryl. Thank you. All right, let's check traffic. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
A few crashes to look out for this morning. One at Enfield, Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. Another one at Virginia, Ward Road near Anglevale Road. Breakdown at Crayfors to look out for. Freeway up track near the Crayfors Ramp, but no great delays there, so that's a good thing. And do have works which are slow this morning at Camden Park, Morford Road near Maxwell Terrace. We want a camera, Grand Scully Road, Chandler's Hill. Don't tax yourself. Switch to H&R Block and be amazed by their maximum refund guarantee. Book a start online today at hrblock.com.au. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
A forklift advantage. And with great electric options and branches all over the country, find the right Toyota forklift for you at toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Don't just get a forklift, get a Toyota forklift.
Your old hot water system can drive as much as 40% of your energy bill. Fortunately, you can upgrade to something that's 70% cheaper to run thanks to Right Price. They're the leaders in heat pumps and installation. Now's the time to upgrade and save money on a more efficient hot water system and take advantage of government incentives and free installation. Reduce your energy costs today with a heat pump from Right Price. Make the switch with Right Price Hot Water.
At Right Price, heating and cooling, you can get the price right at Right Price.
Imagine this, your day is done, a drink with friends in the East End, a stroll through Adelaide's treasured parklands, and within minutes, you're home.
This is city living without compromise. Welcome to Royal Apartments by Palumbo, an opportunity to own a luxurious 1, 2 or 3 bedroom residence or penthouse in prestigious Kent Town.
Close to the city, connected to the parklands, and designed for the way you want to live.
Royal Apartments offer generous balconies, interiors, and I've been to check these out. Their interiors are schmick. There is nothing that looks not fancy. It looks really good.
Sounds nice.
And views that make coming home feel like part of the experience.
Whether it's an evening out, a walk, or time spent at home, Royal Apartments puts it all within easy reach.
Experience the display apartment at 2 North Terrace, Kent Town, or visit royalapartments.com.au.
A smashed or damaged windscreen can happen in a heartbeat, but it does get worse if you don't go to your local Complete Windscreens to get it fixed. You could be waiting weeks, and look, that's not on. Complete Windscreens has windscreens and glass for all makes and models in stock right now with 15 technicians standing by to get you back on the road. You don't need to wait. Tell your insurance company you want Complete Windscreens on the job, completewindscreens.com.au. Look for the big red koala.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube. Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
5 minutes to 8. Stick around, football fans. We've got an intriguing breaking 8 coming up for you very, very shortly. But right now it's time to talk real estate with Bronte Manuel from Toop and Toop. And we love doing these from time to time, Bronte. We put a spotlight on certain parts of Adelaide, certain suburbs. Today, right in the heart of the city.
Yeah, guys, I'll tell you what, the Adelaide CBD gets forgotten about. It really does. And I think when I put a spotlight on things, obviously there's the livability component, but a big component is, capital growth, annual growth, because, that's the space we kind of work in. I think, the city is predominantly apartments. Obviously, there's some homes there, but predominantly apartments. And what held it back for a long time, guys, was that you could travel to Clemzig, buy a property on 600 square metres for $650,000, and the apartment that was, 80 to 100 square metres was the same price. So no one was kind of buying these apartments in the city, or they were for, and for a very long time, they were quite stagnant. Whereas now you actually do need to travel 45 minutes to buy a property for under $1 million. But in the CBD, in the apartment market also, construction has ramped up. It's nearly doubled, right? So a lot of new products, when you're trying to buy an apartment, they're going to be $13,000 to $15,000 per square metre. Whereas in the CBD, where apartments were built 10, 15 years ago. There's some in there that are 10, 15 years ago. The kitchens are okay. They're getting slightly dated. I saw one this morning, 80 square metres for $550,000. Now, if that was brand new, it's definitely 1.1 to 1.2. So to me, if you can buy something at 50% of what the new product comes to market at, or you can buy it under the raw cost of construction, which you can, I think that's a sure thing, and it stacks up. But hey, I would literally say every suburb in Adelaide, every property style has been explored and everybody's used it to try and get into the market. But the Adelaide CBD, apartments that are 10 to 15 years old, I think they're one of the things that people have looked past, but they're probably one of the few that really adds up right now.
Yeah, that's really interesting because there's been chat about apartments in the CBD at the moment compared to apartments just outside the CBD and the value that they hold. So, yeah, I guess that rings true. Interesting.
Yeah. On the fringe, like if you've got, Norwood, Parkside, Unley, North Adelaide, a lot of those apartments are pulling stronger square metre rates than the CBD. Like I'm talking brand new product, but the CBD, but all of those products are going to be 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, and some are arguing the premium penthouse is 20,000 a square metre. And as I said, I'm on realestate.com right now. You can buy one for $6, and Tube and Tube aren't selling it, full disclosure. I'm not selling it. For $6,875 a square metre. So I'm the guy that was never apartment driven. So if you were to replay communication from 5AA 7 years ago, people would go, what's going on with this guy? Is he woken up on the other side of the bed? But the numbers have changed. That's the reality because the construction cost has.
Yeah, interesting.
That's magnificent, Bronte. Channeling your own Keynes. When the facts change, I change my opinion. What do you do? He asked once. Good on you, Bronte.
Compare me to him.
Magnificent work. Bronte Manuel from Tube and Tube. I'm surrounded in my life by people, and I did this when I was when we were younger as well, daydreamed about one day moving into the city. The idea of living in an apartment. And I don't know many people have ultimately done it.
No.
Have any of our listeners, did you make the move into an apartment in the CBD? Did you switch from being a classic Adelaidean suburbanite and move into the city? Is it the best decision you ever made? We'd love to hear from someone who's done that shift. Give us a call, 8223 0000. In the meantime, we're going to head to 5AA News. Stick around for Breaking at 8.
Hi, Bronte Manuel from Tube and Tube. Tube and Tube has been named Australia's #1 large residential agency of the year at the Real Estate Institute of Australia National Awards. It's a proud moment and a reflection of more than 40 years helping South Australians buy and sell property with trusted advice, strategic expertise and exceptional results. As a family-owned agency, we're incredibly grateful to our clients and community for placing their trust in Tube and Tube since 1985. To learn more, visit toop.com.au.
Up-to-the-minute news for South Australia. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy and 17 with the 8 o'clock news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brettig.
Had a collision? Get in touch with FIVEAA Panel Services and have your car returned to its former beauty.
A large fire has destroyed a Sikh temple at Virginia. The blaze broke out on Old Port Wakefield Road around 10 p.m. Bagshish Singh, president of the temple, says significant items have been lost.
Most importantly, our holy books. There were four holy books there. So the procedure to go into the temple is people just go in there and bow down to the holy books and then sit there to meditate, do prayers.
The damage bill is estimated to be around $1 million. The cause is yet to be determined. A young driver has died on the outskirts of the Barossa last night. Senior Constable Matt Hale says his car hit a tree.
Sadly, the driver and sole occupant of the car, a 19-year-old man, died at the scene. Major crash investigators attended and examined the scene overnight. The vehicle has been towed away and Kinton Road was closed for a time but now is reopened. The young man's death is the 65th life lost on South Australian roads this year.
We're being reminded a nationwide test of a new emergency warning system will take place this afternoon. The alert will be sent out at 1:30 to any device with a SIM card which is not off or in flight mode. Victims of domestic violence who have a safe phone are being advised to switch it off and leave it off for 24 hours. The suspect in the attack on a Pride event in Berlin has been shot and killed by police. Officers say they opened fire when the 21-year-old ran at them with a knife. The German citizen drove a van into a crowd, killing one and leaving at least 29 others seriously hurt. Investigators say he was known to police and had tried to join Islamic State. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz says he won't allow the poison of terrorism to enter society.
My thoughts are with the families and the friends. And also, I would wish a speedy recovery to all of the injured.
And that translation from the BBC. The US ambassador to the UN says there's been a pause in attacks on Iran to allow for peace talks. There have been no major strikes over the past 2 days after nearly 2 weeks of tit-for-tat exchanges. Mike Waltz says the president is giving talks some space. And South Australia's confirmed the country's first case of H5 bird flu on a metropolitan beach at Semaphore. The CSIRO says 2 native birds found dead at separate SA beaches have tested positive for the deadly strain. Australia now has recorded 20 confirmed cases. The RSPCA's Brad Smith says for now the virus has not yet spread to domesticated animals, but pet owners should be on alert.
The risks to pets, however, remain quite low, but cats are clearly more susceptible than dogs as they come into contact with infected wild birds. So where possible, keep your cats indoors and away from wildlife where applicable.
Turning to 5AA Sport.
For security, safety and style made to order, choose Gliderol Garage Doors. Gliderol.com.au.
And Tom Wren, some big news in footy.
Yeah, South Australia, Kenny, they're going to be back in State of Origin footy from next year when they take on Western Australia in February at Optus Stadium. SA will then host bitter rivals Victoria early in 2028 at Adelaide Oval, while 2029 will see a repeat of this year's matchup with Victoria taking on WA again. Meantime, the Crows will return to the training track today, looking to atone for last week's disappointing clash against Collingwood. Adelaide take on Essendon at Marvel Stadium on Sunday. Port Adelaide's players will recover today and will begin preparing for Saturday night's clash at home against GWS. Well, the son of Hayley Lewis, Kai Taylor, has helped Australia record gold in the 4x200 metre freestyle event at the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. Taylor swam the final leg and he began with England leading the race, but he stormed home as the Aussies took out gold.
You can have barely a more fitting thing than seeing the son of the great Hayley Lewis anchor an Australian relay team to a gold medal, coming from behind, storming over the top and winning. Kai Taylor, take a bow. Australia take a bow.
Audio there, thanks to Channel 7. Well, Aussie golfer Lucas Herbert has continued his unbelievable form, setting a new record for the lowest score at a live golf event. He finished at 30 under to win by 6 shots at the tournament in the UK, helping the Aussie Ripper GC team win the team title. Meantime, 21-year-old American Jackson Coyban has won his first PGA Tour title in just his 3rd professional start, taking out an event in Minnesota by 3 shots. Well, Australia has defeated Russia in the women's 3rd place playoff at the Water Polo World Cup to secure bronze. The men's side went down to Italy to finish in 4th spot. Disappointment for Aussie Oscar Piastri, gearbox issues forcing him to retire from the Hungarian Grand Prix. That was won by his teammate Lando Norris. And Slovenian Tadej Pogačar has won a record equalling 5th Tour de France title, finishing almost 6.5 minutes clear of the pack. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now let's check the roads around Adelaide.
Morning there. A few bingles to look out for this morning. One at Enfield, Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. Another one at Virginia, Ward Road near Anglevale Road. And a breakdown at Crayford to look out for this morning, the freeway up track near the Crayford Ram. Slow works at Clemsig, North East Road near OG Road, with the camera this morning, the Border Expressway at Wingfield. Audi prices just got Audia across the sausage range. Snag yourself quality for less, like thin sausages, 500 grams, just $3.79. Audi, good different. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
To the weather, partly cloudy and 17 today, showers tomorrow 15, a shower or 2 on Wednesday 14, and then cloudy on Thursday down to 13. At the moment 10 on 5AA, Aways Adelaide.
Some swear jars collect coins, but at Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, their swear jar collects promises.
Hi, I'm Renette, a designer. I swear to listen to your ideas and help create a functional space for you.
Hi, I'm Rick the plumber. I swear to always be on time and clean up after myself.
I'm Laura. I swear to help bring your thoughts and design ideas to life, just how you envisioned them, or better.
For a team that swears to deliver on quality and service, see Buy Urban Bathrooms and Kitchens, Adelaide's home renovation experts.
South Australia is big, it's wild, and it's all closer than you think. This winter, get out and explore our own backyard with special seasonal rates from Avis Truck Rental Adelaide.
Matt runs the depot at Avis Truck Rental Adelaide, and he is a dead set legend. He's always ready to help out. And this winter, Matt's unlocked these special offers. You'll get special winter rates, next day booking, extra kilometres included, and insurance excess has been reduced.
These winter rates, they apply to their four-wheel drives, vans, the dual cab 4x4 utes with lockable canopies and roof racks, even the 12-seaters. So whether you're heading to the coast, the wine regions, the Flinders, or maybe you're going interstate for the footy one weekend, give Matt a call because he's got you covered with a vehicle that suits the adventure.
Avis Truck Rental Adelaide. Trust your mate, Matt. We do. And ask for the FIVEAA winter specials. Call 8241 5200 or jump online at avis.com.au.
Spice Girl Melanie C is on The Voice.
I'm back and I'm in business.
I'm singing in front of a Spice Girl.
This is world class.
New The Voice starts Sunday at 7 on 7.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Lockdown, Bill 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes after 8, breaking 8 coming up in just a moment. The sun is streaming through our window this morning.
Beautiful.
I haven't said that too many times at 8 o'clock over the past couple of weeks.
No.
In fact, I think that might be the first time, but it's a lovely looking morning. Appreciate it's cold out there, but at very least it doesn't look miserable. And I think
nice.
That's half the battle, isn't it? You can have a smile on your face. Coming up a little bit later this half hour, we're going to recap what was a big overnight story in South Australia. Fire at a temple in Virginia, the local Sikh community, absolutely devastated. We'll put some pictures up on our live stream. Thanks to the great Walk a Mile. Step up to end homelessness. Walk a Mile in My Boots. Register or donate today. walkamile.org.au. In fact, we've got them up there right now. Good job, Brookie. Thank you. You can see this isn't just a fire that has rendered part of the building inoperable or is going to cost them a bit of money. The building doesn't exist. It's melted to the ground. It was built, as we heard from the head of the Sikh community here, for the purpose of, they had smaller little temples.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted one spot that the whole community could come together, and it's not there. There was some speculation that maybe something had started in the kitchen. Fire cause investigators hadn't arrived at the scene when we last checked in, but we'll do some more work on that a little bit later this hour. We were speaking with Bronte Manuel about moving into apartments in the city. A few warnings through text from people talking about strata fees, saying that they may have been burnt.
Well, that's always an issue when it comes to an apartment buying and something that needs to be considered. Andrew, though, says be very aware of strata fees and not just the purchase price. I downsized to a one-bedroom apartment 10 years ago. The strata fee was around $1,200 a year. It's now $1,200 a quarter with the increased maintenance of lifts and amenities of the ageing complex. And that's something that always should be considered when it comes to buying an apartment.
A good point to make in the context of that conversation with Bronte talking about the availability of what he said is undervalued sort of older apartment stock out there. Here's an angle that hasn't been explored. Pete says, spare a thought for people having extramarital relationships who have a burner phone. I wonder how many are going to be caught by the Oz Alert system a little bit later today. We don't have a guest on for that one
The
today.
poor drug dealers as well.
The
who
drug
have
dealers?
multiple phones, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bad day for burner phones. This is what it's going to sound like. It's coming through your phone, whether you have it on silent or not, at 1:30 p.m. today, a test of that alert system.
And something that's been pointed out to me as well is letting people in your life know who maybe aren't as in tune with the news, who maybe don't read the paper, who don't listen to the radio in the morning, grandparents, great-grandparents, maybe elderly neighbours.
FM radio listeners.
Exactly. Although they're used to loud sounds coming out of their radios.
Yeah, that's true.
It just doesn't sound like
that.
Just let them know because they might not know that it's a test. And when their phone starts pinging like that at 1:30, they might get a bit of a surprise.
All right, let's go breaking note.
Another double-barreled one today, Will, and you'll be interested in both, but the state government will later this morning announce state of origin will return to South Australia.
This is interesting, Stace. I've just seen Mitch Cleary for 7 News is reporting it's going to be a South Australia WA game in Perth next year at Optus Stadium, then 2028 SA Victoria here at Adelaide Oval.
Oh.
Victoria WA the following year in 2029. So...
okay.
So it's not state of origin in the sense... Intriguingly, none of the AFL's expansion states are involved at all. There's no New South Wales, no Queensland. Despite all the money that's being spent there, there's not even an Allies version like there was before. These are standalone exhibition-style games, it looks like. So some of the purists and some of us that grew up loving state of origin like I did will go, oh, it's not quite what it is, but it's better than nothing. And that SA Victoria game at Adelaide Oval, I think, in 2028 is going to be absolutely spectacular.
Do we know the timing of it? Will it be around Gather Round?
That's a good question. I haven't seen. No, it won't be around Gather Round. It'll be before the season, I think. That was what the Victoria WA game in Optus earlier this year was before round one. So I suspect that's what it'll be. Interested in what our listeners think, if you're excited or not. Obviously, like in WA, this exists because of the taxpayer. Let's not forget that. This is not because the AFL has said, actually, there's a commercial argument to be doing this as a standalone, but the taxpayers are funding these.
So I wonder if we're paying more than...
It feels like
or is it
probably,
part of the Gather Round
I think
deal?
it's part of Gather Round. But that'll be a good question for the Premier at his press conference a little bit later today. I mean, I'd love to see some sort of competition every few years that made these things feel special, as opposed to being, is someone just going to foot the bill for it to exist? But again, beggars can't be choosers. If you've loved State of Origin, you're going to get State of Origin, and you get to see that wonderful South Australian state jumper play next year against WA in Perth, and then Victoria the following year at Adelaide Oval. That's going to be a lot of fun. All right.
Another breaking at 8 today is, it still relates to the state government. They are taking one South Australian to the High Court, and that South Australian is former Senator for SA, Rex Patrick. He's on the line now. Good morning to you, Rex Patrick.
Good morning, Stacey and Will.
Now, this is all over an FOI that you lodged to get certain documents. What are those documents?
Yeah, look, I was seeking access to information about the Murray-Darling Basin Plan and how the state government were going to handle the loss of water that was entitled, that South Australia was entitled to. I requested the documents related to that topic, and within those two documents fell two parliamentary briefs. They are briefs that are prepared for officials as they appear before parliamentary committees, and they said I couldn't have that. I took them all the way to the Court of Appeal in South Australia, our highest court, and the Court of Appeal unanimously said, Rex, you can have those documents and the public can have those documents. And now the state government has appealed or sought special leave from the High Court to appeal that decision. So pressing for secrecy.
Rex, can I just ask, is it your assessment, based on what the state government have said to you and indeed the court, that their concern about this judgment is that their concern pertains to the detail in this FOI, or is it that this would be a precedent that would mean there'd be a whole bunch of other stuff that now would be FOIable?
Yeah, look, their concern is that if this decision stands, that any South Australian could get access to the sort of very contemporary and comprehensive information that officials take along to answer questions before estimates. So that they want to stop that. They've basically told the High Court in their special leave application that the release of these documents will be fatal to the South Australian Parliament, the difficulty being that since 1982, these exact same documents have been releasable under federal FOI laws, and there's never been a problem.
Fatal is a big word to use.
Well,
dramatic.
it was probably a 10-page submission on how the world will fall apart if Rex and the South Australian public get access to these documents. But it really is about the precedents, not about the documents. And I'm left in an awful position where, these documents are actually are old. I'd still like to see them, but my interest is in seeing two documents. Their interest is in stopping all South Australians getting access to any parliamentary briefs.
So what happens now? Because it's expensive to go to the High Court. Are you in a position to be able to fight it?
Well, that's the interesting thing. I've won an FOI in the Court of Appeal, and the government is appealing that to the High Court, and they are seeking costs against me, which what they're saying is that I'll have to pay their costs if I'm unsuccessful in the High Court. Now, that could run to anywhere between $150,000 and $250,000 for me to look at two documents. And, it really is, it's quite bullying. Normally you would expect a deep-pocketed state, if it wants to appeal on a question of law to understand what the law is against an individual citizen, they would normally meet their costs, because it really is about understanding what the law is. So, I'm in an awful position where, I simply can't afford to basically they're looking at taking my house because I want transparency. There's a really strong, chilling message here, and that is anyone in South Australia who wins an FOI, you run the risk of the government taking your house.
Wow. Well, keep us updated. We'd like to stay in touch on this to see how it goes, and if you end up able to fight it, Rex. But before I let you go, just wanted to ask, we have been talking a lot about council elections here. They've been delayed until next year. We know last time the elections were on, you ran for the Lord Mayor position, Adelaide City Council. You lost by a handful of votes. Do you plan on running again?
Look, I'm not intending to do that. I'm basically performing some good public functions by reaching into government, filing cabinets and pulling out public interest documents for everyone to see. So look, I sort of enjoy doing that. I think that I'm allowed to work right across the federal and state jurisdictions. I was unsuccessful last time. I lost by 52 votes, but I'm now basically focused on transparency and government integrity issues.
Okay, thanks for your time. Rex Patrick there.
I'm comfortable with the government fighting on an order of law what they think is and isn't reasonable to release to the public.
Yeah.
But when it has been upheld at a lower court, it is not as though this is some spurious legislation by a serial litigant who's out there just wasting the taxpayers' time and money. It feels like this is an important question to answer, and I think at this point in time now, as a taxpayer, it would be a shame if it didn't progress on account of Rex Patrick having to foot the bill should he lose. If this is an area of law that needs to be exposed, we are talking about the integrity of information released to us, the taxpayer. Yep. The government may have a reasonable argument, but that should be made in court. It shouldn't be unable to be heard because of the fact that Rex Patrick has to foot $200,000.
Might lose his house for it.
Might lose his house.
And there's a question on behalf of South Australian taxpayers too. If lower courts have already ruled that Rex Patrick should have access to these documents, and therefore everyone, because you can access these documents online if they're released.
Absolutely.
Then they run the risk of the state having to pay for our taxpayer dollars going towards a High Court appeal, dealing with something that a lower court has already dealt with.
Yes.
So is that how you want your taxpayer dollars spent? And I'm just picturing, Rex Patrick standing there on one side and the 7 lawyers that advise the state government standing on the other side. It just doesn't feel.
Well, I kind of feel as though now that the question is a live one, because a lower court's ruled one way and the state government think there's a case at the High Court, I want that resolved.
Yeah.
It's a live question. We should the rules should be clear about what information you can get out of the state government. And I think most people would lean on the side of most of it, We're paying for it.
Yep.
We should be able to get it. That's an extraordinary story. Fascinating, Stace. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll check traffic and come back with more in just a moment.
Morning there. A couple of bingles getting sorted for the driving this morning. One at Enfield, Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. Another one at Virginia, Ward Road near Anglevale Road. And a breakdown getting sorted at Crafers at the moment. The freeway up track near the Crafers ramp. But good news, no great delays through there. It's getting busy at the moment. Port River Expressway at Port Adelaide. Getting slow. South Road Tonsler getting off the Southern Expressway near the Tunnel Works with an early morning camera. Kenneth Road, Morford Vale. The census is coming this August. You'll get instructions soon on what to do. In the census, every answer matters. Authorised by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, Canberra. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
And the finals like heat, they're just simply not up to it.
Adelaide's only local sports show.
This is a pattern of behaviour.
The 5AA Sports Show. Weekday afternoons from 4 on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Introducing the Caliente by Beechwood Homes. A multi-level masterpiece of design, innovation and style. Inspired by the effortless glamour of Palm Springs in California, it's bathed in natural light through clever architectural design. At its heart, a stunning 6-metre island bench anchors a kitchen that's as beautiful as it is functional. The Caliente is open for viewing at 10 Simon Crescent, Craigburn Farm, Saturdays and Sundays 1 to 4:30pm. Life's good. It's even better in a Beechwood home.
Had a whoopsie, a bingle or a big kabong?
Pro Paint and Panel can organise towing, manage the insurance paperwork and repair your car to a high standard.
So remember the 3 Ps. Pro Paint and Panel, South Road, Hindmarsh.
These days, $2 doesn't go far, but with the People First Community Lottery, it could. Get your $2 early bird tickets at communitylottery.com.au by midnight July 30 for a chance to win a Toyota Corolla Hybrid. T's and C's apply. 700,000 tickets available. SA Lottery licence number M15015.
Oh, Jesus, hot in here. Can someone pass the Morford air? Oh, that's better.
When the temperature is too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air, Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company. Morford Air has kept South Australians perfectly comfortable for over 50 years. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, you can always reach for the Morford Air. Look for the bright blue building at 602 Marion Road or visit morfordair.com.au.
Morford.
Build like a brick house. Basic Trailers make quality trailers of all sizes here in Adelaide. Made with Australian steel, you get 12 months warranty and factory direct pricing across SA. Visit basictrailers.com.au. Basic Trailers. Basically better.
Signs you may have big D envy. You've been invited to a mate's house to watch the footy, but you decline. Another mate's having a birthday bash. You make up an excuse not to attend. And finally, you feel like your partner is comparing what you have to what your mates have. Avoid Big D envy. Get in touch with Big Difference Home Improvements. From outdoor blinds to stunning verandas, pergolas, timber decking and carports, Big Difference Home Improvements will change your life. BigDifference.com.au.
Rosanna Mangiarelli here from 7 News. Join me and Will Goodings for Adelaide's leading news hour, 7 News, tonight at 6 o'clock.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
24 minutes after 8, 2 Ross Trevor Lotto players won $2.2 million on Saturday. 2 of them. 2 of them in Ross Trevor, or at least, as was pointed out to Tom a little bit earlier, 2 people purchased a ticket in Ross Trevor. 1 is confirmed from that suburb. The second person yet to be identified purchased their ticket at the Ross Trevor Pharmacy on St Bernard's Road at Ross Trevor. The ticket was not registered, so we don't know the nature of the second person. Lots of terrific, real conspiracy theory-esque style theories coming through on the text line. Were the people related? Was it birthdays? A few people have said they haven't self-identified, but they've pointed out the idea that people could buy 2 tickets. So there's one that the family hears about, there's one that the family doesn't hear about.
I love that.
It's all
that theory.
Wonderful grist for the mill. Matt Hart from The Lot has probably heard all this kind of stuff before. Matt, good morning to you.
Good morning. Apologies. The building's fire alarm seems to have just gone off.
Oh, there you
Obviously,
go.
it's a sign that we're looking for our winner.
Are you evacuating as we speak, Matt?
No, we're standing by, so
Okay.
I am safe.
You're not a fire warden at the lot, are you?
No, I'm not, thankfully. Everyone's much safer for the fact that I'm not.
I thought Oz Alert hit you early. Maybe.
I was thinking, yes, is it 2 p.m? Yes, so apologies for that. But we are still on the lookout for that second Ross Trevor winner.
I think we might come back to you, Matt.
Yeah, we might come back
we'll
after
let you
the Friday
sort out your potential evacuation.
You're
and
being
we'll
drowned
try-
out by the fire alarm. I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck. A lot of weird stuff happening around the lotto at the moment this morning. $2.2 million. So the second one, as you heard Matt just say, is still outstanding. We will check in with him again very shortly. Some good text coming through after breaking at 8, actually.
Yeah. So this person, Brendan, says if there's a GoFundMe, I'd donate to that.
Yep.
I've just checked. Rex Patrick says he doesn't have a GoFundMe. His first step is to ask the High Court not to grant special leave for this case to go ahead unless the state meets my legal costs and their own. So he wants the state to pay for his legal costs.
I mean, that Brendan noble, but then Brendan is facing the curious situation where he's donating to fight against himself, his own money in court.
Yes.
You're both the taxpayer and private donations to Rex Patrick.
Exactly.
Like that meme about war in the Middle East that Americans like to put up where it's like my money and it's missiles flying one way and then somehow also my money. It's missiles flying back the other way.
The other way.
Yeah.
We're fighting ourselves
Exactly
here.
right.
Exactly. Michael's text. So essentially the SA taxpayer is paying to not have access to information.
Yep, pretty much,
Yep.
Michael.
Yep,
That's a
that
good way of
sums it up.
encapsulating it.
And Dom says, why is Rex Patrick having to use his own money to challenge while the government is using our money, taxpayers, to challenge a decision already made in the courts? Yep.
Reasonable question, Dom. And someone here says it's not an Oz alert, it's an Oz Lotto alert that we just heard. Very good. We will check back in with Matt Hart and we'll talk more about the fire at the Temple in Virginia too after 8:30. 5AA News on the way.
Get a great deal this month at Cherry. Get a $1,000 fuel card with a Tiggo 4, 7 or 8. Or save $2,000 on a Tiggo 8 Super Hybrid, Tiggo 4 Hybrid or C5 Ultimate. See your local dealer today. Cherry, for the road ahead. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
Folks, join the convo with me, Cornsey, on the Conversations with Cornsey podcast. You can find it on the 5AA Player app.
Tiles and grout, they're an open invitation for mould. You can scrub and seal it, but it'll be back. Installing Mr. Wet Wall is a smarter option, and you can lay it over existing tiles. Mr. Wet Wall beats the look and maintenance of tiles hands down. No grout, no mould, and completely waterproof. Mr. Wet Wall takes half the time to install. It means your costs are kept down. So why wouldn't you, Mr. Wet Wall? Take a look at MrWetWall.com.
Go Harvey Norman. Buy with no deposit 60 months interest-free on a participating Latitude credit card and get a bonus gift card up to $1,000. Furniture, bedding, TVs, fridges, computers and more. Shop with no deposit 60 months interest-free on a participating credit card from Latitude Financial Services and get a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend. Monthly credit card fee currently $11.95 applies. Subject to change. New customers must be approved. Minimum finance $1,000. Equal monthly payments. T's and C's, charges and product exclusions. Don't miss this huge offer at Harvey Norman now.
Australia's favourite country rock band, the Wolf Brothers, are in South Australia this weekend on their Australian-made tour. With 15 golden guitars, 5 #1 albums and 20 #1 singles, the Wolf Brothers are known for delivering the most exciting live show in Australian country music. Catch the Wolf Brothers this Friday at the Gov in Adelaide and this Saturday at the Barossa Arts Centre in Tanunda. Special guest is the amazing Taylor Moss. Book your seats now on thewolfbrothers.com.
6 minutes from now, a business in Australia will become a victim of cybercrime. If you're not protected, you're next. Sooner or later, it will be you. FXIT is a nationally trusted cybersecurity company for Australian businesses. Your peace of mind starts with a free cybersecurity audit. The clock's ticking. Don't be the easy win for cybercriminals. Book your free security audit now at fx.com.au/protect.
5AA Breakfast is streaming live right now. To watch, simply head to 5AA on Facebook or YouTube.
This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
But
partly cloudy and 17 with the 8:30 news. Good morning, I'm Kendall Brattick.
Need a crash repairer you can trust? FIVEAA Panel Services delivers expert care to you and your vehicle.
Holy books are among items lost when a Sikh temple went up in flames at Virginia last night. The blaze broke out on Old Port Wakefield Road around 10 p.m, leaving a damage bill of more than $1 million. Temple President Bakshish Singh says it's heartbreaking.
I received a phone call from the bypasser on the road that you guys are having a fire at one corner of the building. The fire was so significant that it just travels throughout the building within 10 to 15 minutes. We didn't have time to save anything.
Fire cause investigators are at the scene, but the blaze doesn't appear to be suspicious. A 19-year-old driver's died after his car hit a tree on the outskirts of the Barossa last night. It's the 65th life lost on our roads this year, while another 19-year-old P-plate has lost his licence after he was caught speeding at Regency Park. Police detected his hatchback doing 151 in a 90 zone on the north-south motorway. He's been reported for excessive speed and will front court at a later date. Drivers are being warned of an incremental price increase in petrol and diesel prices over the coming weeks once the full excise rate returns. The federal government says there are no plans to extend the discount when it expires on the 2nd of August. An indexation bump will come into effect a day later, adding a further 1.5 cents per litre at the Bowser. The NRMA's Peter Curry says the change will not be immediate.
The increases will happen gradually. And as I said, we didn't expect prices to fall as much as they did in April, but they started to fall and they fell all the way through to July. So don't panic buy. If you need to fill up, buy as much as you need and no more.
The US ambassador to the UN says they've paused attacks on Iranian military targets to give peace talks a chance to take place. Officials in Tehran say they've halted retaliatory attacks. Mike Waltz says President Trump wants a diplomatic solution.
It's giving diplomacy some space. It's giving diplomacy a little bit of time. Of course, the president tried diplomacy last year. He's tried it this year.
Massive fires are sweeping through parts of Europe. Gavin Gray has details.
1,250,000 people have been evacuated from their homes in France and Spain as enormous wildfires wreak havoc in Europe. One fire near Bordeaux is just 15 kilometres from the centre of the city, and authorities aren't ruling out the possibility of having to evacuate it. Tinder dry conditions, high temperatures and strong winds are making the path of the wildfires difficult to predict. The rescue effort involves 2,500 firefighters, 1,500 military personnel and almost 1,200 police and gendarmes.
And India's Prime Minister has announced the formation of a special task force to investigate the country's exam system. It follows weeks of protests over the leaking of university entrance papers, which forced the resignation of the Education Minister over the weekend. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says India's exam system must be reliable and transparent. Turning to 5AA Sport.
Gliderol Garage Doors, over 50 years strong. All colours, all styles, all street appeal. Gliderol.com.au.
Here's Tom Wren.
Thank you, Kendall. State of Origin is locked in for another 3 years, with South Australia to return to the big stage against WA over in Perth in February next year. The Crow Eaters will then host Victoria the following year at Adelaide Oval. Still on footy, Port Adelaide coach Josh Carr admits his side needs to stick at it for longer following yesterday's 59-point loss to Brisbane. The Power trailed by only 9 points at half-time, but conceded 14 goals in the second half. Carr admitting they need to be better for longer.
We can't be up and down. We've got to close the gap, whether it's game to game or within game. We just can't have lapses of concentration because in the end, teams like that make you pay.
Alistair Clarkson, meantime, acknowledges North Melbourne isn't quite there yet. The Roos haven't beaten a top 10 side this year, falling short to St Kilda by 31 points yesterday. The coach says their focus now turns to Hawthorn next weekend.
The last 4 games we've all played against sides around us on the ladder, and we've been competitive in all 4 of the games without getting over the line in any of them. So probably tells you where we're at as a footy club. We're not quite there yet.
In cycling, Tadej Pogacar has taken out the Tour de France for a record-equalling 5th time. The 27-year-old finished ahead of the pack by 6 minutes and 26 seconds. He says it's an incredible achievement.
7 tours already and 7 times on podium and 5 wins. It's something that you wouldn't even maybe write in a storybook. Yeah, it's unbelievable also for me.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. And Australia's sitting pretty at the top of the Commonwealth Games medal tally with 39 medals in total, 17 of them gold after day 3. And that's the 5AA Sport.
Now let's check traffic.
Morning, there are Mawson Lakes, a collision to look out for. Port Wakefield Road near the Salisbury Highway. Enfield, a crash there. Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. And Virginia, another collision, Ward Road near Anglevale Road. Breakdown getting sorted at Crafers at the moment. The freeway up track near the Crafers ramp. But good news, no great delays through there. With cameras this morning, Grant Road, Brunella and Scenic Way at Hackham. The Woolies online super sale is on now. Get a super $50 off your first online shop of $170. Supersize your savings and enjoy new deals online every week. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Bring your event to life in a venue where it all comes together. Search Adelaide Convention Centre.
To the weather, partly cloudy, heading for 17. Showers tomorrow, 15. A shower or two on Wednesday, 14. And cloudy on Thursday, 13. At the moment, 11 on 5AA, always Adelaide.
Hi, Daniel Talia here, General Manager of Home. That's HAUME. Put simply, we buy homes. If you've received a letter from us in your mailbox, don't throw it away. You may be throwing away a golden opportunity to sell your home at market value. With zero effort, advertising fees or commissions, you'll save thousands of dollars. If you've received a letter from us, it means we're serious about buying your home. For more info, visit home.com.au. That's HAUME.com.au.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
23 to 9. Next Monday is the start of the Undie Drive for 2026. All thanks to Catherine House and the Hutt Street Centre with the wonderful support of McGain this year. Massive supporters of local for over 50 years. McGain Real Estate, McGain Commercial, McGain Property Management, McGain.com.au. You can already donate. How about this? 5AA We don't believe in things like, the starter's gun. We just want money.
No.
It's just an unashamed, a craven call for money to support these two wonderful charities. So if you want to donate right this second, you don't have to wait. You can do so, 5AA and be your first Undie Drive, Stacey.
I am so excited. I'm also nervous. I'm very nervous.
You'll be right.
You've had
It's a mostly harmless week. I've only shamed myself with videos that can never be deleted off the internet on 3 or 4 occasions.
I've seen you ribbon twirling.
The ribbon twirling was probably the worst. I mean...
Worse than the pandas?
The pandas was walking around Rondell Mall in a panda outfit. Not great. My duet with Rosanna last year, regrettable and embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think dancing with ribbons in front of the assembled staff and then for it to be broadcast. And a lot of people, disturbingly, when I found that video a year later, had now had it seen without the context of it being as part of the Undie Drive. So there is a cohort of people in South Australia who think I just do that.
As
what I do.
Bad hobby.
Yes, that's right. I thought it was just something I did on a Wednesday morning for fun, which is disturbing. But it's all for a great cause,
It is
obviously.
for a great cause, which is why I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It's that earlier, part that you were talking about is the reason I'm not looking forward to it.
Yes, that's right.
But
Well, all will be
it'll be
revealed next week, and we've got some big names involved. So you're going to have a fun week, folks, but we want you to donate to Catherine House of the Hutt Street Centre in the process at 5AANDrive.com.au. If you are one of 2 people that's won $2 million in Ross Trevor, we would love you to be part of it as well. This is remarkable, this story.
It's crazy.
We're trying to piece together what's happened. So too is Matt Hart at the Lotto, where Matt, have you evacuated? Are you okay? You haven't burnt to a cinder in the news break, have
No,
you?
I am alive. I am marked safe. We did actually evacuate, so I feel like someone's burnt their toast on a Monday morning.
Okay.
But the fire people are here, but I think it was a false alarm. But I am safe and still on the lookout for this other Ross Trevor winner.
Yes, so 2 people have won $2.2 million, both in Ross Trevor, we think. Matt, does this mean that they both picked the exact same numbers?
Well, it does mean yes. So basically on one line of their ticket, there is the same set of numbers. Now, I spoke to one of the winners, and he was obviously thrilled. He discovered the news. He had registered his entry, so I could reach out to him yesterday. He actually had a quick pick, so he didn't actually mark his numbers. He just,
interesting.
The universe just gave them to him. And that's why I actually even asked him, like, did you buy another ticket perhaps that was unregistered? Because, it is very unusual to have two winners in the same draw from the same location, and actually sort of sold at two different outlets. But he hadn't. So we're still looking for that other winner. And you can be, when I spoke to the first winner, he was so excited. He's, middle-aged. He's, to set his family up for the future. And he was just kept saying, wow, it's a huge bonus. It's a big bonus. And he was just so incredibly grateful. So I think it'd be a great way to start your Monday, apart from a building evacuation.
I've got a feeling, Matt, because we've spoken to you a few times with South Australian winners before. How long into that call does it usually take for people to mention their family? It's interesting where people's mind goes to first, isn't it, when they get a windfall of cash like that?
Absolutely. And you definitely see this all the time. If you ask someone before they've won, like you just asked now, what would you do if you win? It's all about quite material things, a car, a house. But as soon as someone wins, you actually find out who's really important to them, because it's automatically switches to friends and family. I want to help out my mate with a car. I'm going to pay off my mum's house. It really switches. There's that list you have of things you think you'd like to buy if you win, and then there's that list of people who are really important to you when you do win. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And you must have spoken to so many winners over the years, Matt. Have any of them said to you, I'm not going to tell anyone?
Well, they do say that. I don't know how you keep any of that to yourself. And we did a survey, and about 9% of winners said they tell absolutely no one. I'd like to assume you're not married and that you didn't, because I don't know how that goes down. But if you didn't, imagine if your partner didn't tell you, oh, by the way, we won, a couple of mil a couple of years ago, but, let's still be frugal and, get the coupons for our supermarket shop. So, some people don't tell anyone. But most people do, just want, because it's such a huge, positive, exciting thing. You kind of want to tell your nearest and dearest because, they're part of your life. So, we hope to hear from this, other Ross Trevor winner, and we'll see what they have to, what they might like to do with their prize. It's a nice amount.
It is a lovely amount, $2.2 million out there that is unclaimed as we speak. If you bought a ticket at the pharmacy there on
Ross Trevor Pharmacy,
St Bernard's Road at Ross Trevor, it could be you. Worth checking the ticket, $2.2 million. So the median house price in Ross Trevor is $1.23 million.
Oh, wow.
So, you might be able to pay off one mortgage. You can't help too many friends out.
That's the thing right now, isn't it? See, I like to think, I would always say I would never tell anyone if I won the lottery, but I'm too much of a blabbermouth that everyone in my life would find out within 5 minutes.
I think
I couldn't keep that to myself.
There's no chance that's happening, Stacey. Would there be any telltale signs?
I probably wouldn't be here with you. So.
Yeah, okay. right. Just literally the first thing that came to mind was 2 weeks in, I'm not going to see you anymore. Mate.
You just never hear from me again.
Wow. No, fair enough. I don't think anyone would get up at this time of the morning. Yeah, $2 million extra bucks knocking around. All right, let's check in with Aidan Nelson, who's at the this fire at Virginia, where the Sikh temple that was very important for the community there has been melted to the ground. We've got pictures on the Facebook and YouTube live stream as we speak. Hayden, for our listeners waking up that aren't across the details, just set the scene for them. But we'd also love to hear if there's any other new information that you might have been able to glean in the last couple of hours.
Yeah, for sure, guys. So, it's totally destroyed this. It's destroyed this Sikh temple in Virginia, the largest in Adelaide. To give you an idea of the size, it's like a medium-sized sort of warehouse building that has been converted into a temple. It's about 80 metres by 20 metres, so a huge amount of flames and smoke were spiralling into the air last night at about 10 o'clock. It took 60 firefighters to bring the fire under control, but that was 10 o'clock last night. This morning, right now, there are still fire crews here going through the building trying to put out spot fires because they haven't been able to reach every part of this blaze that has just, as I said, totaled this building. So certainly there are still firefighters here at the moment, but one of the, to give you a bit of an update, one of the concerns that has emerged in the past sort of hour or so is there are about a couple of dozen members of the Sikh community here, worshippers here, who are concerned about these 4 holy books which were on a bed inside the inside the temple when the blaze broke out, because to them these books are considered gods. So for them to be destroyed in this fire is utterly devastating. They are very concerned about it. They've actually sent a CFS firefighter. The CFS has sent a firefighter in with a breathing apparatus to have a look to try and find these scripts, but they appear to be under a roof and they appear to be more or less destroyed, which is causing a lot of anxiety here, a lot of nervousness here with these worshippers about what is going to happen to those books, because even if they are in just sort of partial shape, they might be able to retrieve them. So it is now a case of firefighters who have to balance, because they now are planning to bring some heavy machinery to reach these spot fires, to pull apart all this twisted metal, all this rubble and debris, to reach these spot fires, to make sure they can be delicate enough to make sure these scripts are held in their current state, because the Sikhs here tell us that if they are, they can give them a proper cremation. But one of the men who is here has told us that if they aren't treated properly, it would cause a lot of anger and anxiety with the Sikh community. So that is now a bit of a balancing act for the CFS, who are bringing in some of that heavy machinery, trying to put out this fire almost 12 hours on to make sure they can save these scripts.
And still no update on the cause, accidental or deliberate?
Yeah, look, Stacey, we've just had the fire investigators arrive in the past half an hour, so they are also kept back because it is still more or less on fire. It is still a smoking wreck. So at this stage, what we've been told by the one man who was here was that it started in the kitchen. Firefighters seem to agree that is the part of the building it started in. They'd finished dinner. They had gone to bed. This was a couple of hours after about 40 or 50 people who were having dinner here had left. So it doesn't look like there was anyone else here on the property at that time. So at this stage, it does appear accidental, and has started in the kitchen area. That is now where the investigation will head.
All right, we'll be tuning in obviously to 6 o'clock, 7 News tonight, Hayden, to find out more and see the pictures from your reporting throughout the day. We heard from Bakshi Singh, who was the leader there at the temple, a little bit earlier on 5AA Breakfast. Here's what he said. And what kind of things will have been lost in the fire that you had inside?
Well, most importantly, our holy books. There were four holy books there. So the procedure to go into the temple is people just go in there and bow down to the holy books and then sit there to meditate, do prayers, and pretty much donate groceries. They used to cook together, sharing meals together, planning community work together. So all of the things that is required to be done to do all these things are pretty much gone.
Well, hopefully they get to the bottom of what the cause is, and hopefully they can retrieve some of the remnants of those books, as Hayden said, because even that would be really, really important to what is a terrific community here in South Australia. I'm endlessly fascinated by, and I have no sense how they do it. When we always say in these things, fire calls investigators are going to turn up. You look at the picture that we've been putting up on our live stream throughout the morning. I'm fascinated how someone can turn up to that, a human being, and say, oh, that's the place where it started and it's probably this that caused it.
It's a special skill, isn't it? Because it just all looks crisp.
It just crisp. It's all melted.
Yep, melted and burnt. Where would you even start?
Yeah, they're actually very smart people out there. 12 minutes to 9. We're going to check traffic. Back in a sec.
At Mawson Lakes, collision Port Wakefield Road to the Salisbury Highway. Enfield, a crash there. Grand Junction Road near Main North Road. Another collision at Virginia Ward Road near Anglevale Road. Getting busy at the moment, South Road at Tonsley, where all the tunnel works are happening, and getting slow at the moment, North Terrace in the city. Cameras, Jetty Road, Largs Bay, and the Port of Expressway to Wingfield. The King Living Winter Sale ends Sunday. Save up to 50% on selected Australian Design Award-winning furniture. Hurry, and Sunday, visit a King Living showroom today. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The energy today, the amount of people who got up before dawn, walking 1 mile in the shoes of someone that has nothing.
Step up to end homelessness. Walk a mile in My Boots. Register or donate today.
Means we're better equipped to deliver an outstanding outcome for you and your car. RAA and MTA approved, Premier Panel Services work with most insurance companies. So ask for Premier Panel Services and get back on the road sooner.
At Specsavers Audiology, we've screened over 8 million ears and we'll keep screening. Because when it comes to hearing care, we're a little bit obsessed. Book a free 15-minute hearing check with a Specsavers hearing expert today. If further testing is required, a fee may apply.
Putting off a health appointment can mean a small problem becomes harder to manage. Adelaide University Health Clinics make it easier to get the support you need with affordable healthcare services for adults and children. These include physiotherapy, exercise physiology, occupational therapy, podiatry, psychology, speech pathology, and health coaching.
Appointments are delivered by university students in training under the supervision of experienced, qualified clinicians. That means you receive high-quality care with the option to access different services and tailor your treatment in one place. This can make getting the right support simpler from the beginning.
Student appointments are also more affordable, and every booking helps train the next generation of health professionals. There are 5 easy-to-access locations, including 2 clinics in Adelaide CBD, McGill, Elizabeth and Whyalla, along with telehealth options.
To make an appointment, call Adelaide University Health Clinics or visit auhealthclinics.com.
You had a dream. Life happened. You parked it. Well, the dream is back. The Honda Prelude returns. Reimagined for right now. For everyone who never stopped dreaming. See the icon for yourself at Formula Honda Glen Osmond or Modbury. The Prelude is reborn with hybrid efficiency, intuitive tech and instant torque. Welcome back, Prelude. Visit Formula Honda at Glen Osmond Road, Glen Osmond or North East Road, Modbury and book a test drive today.
Knock down, build 2 with Metro Homes. Sell one and move on. Keep the other as an investment. Metro Homes. They do it all for you.
Will Goodings with Stacey Lee. This is 5AA Breakfast.
8 minutes to 9. We usually round out the program with Fuel Watch, and we will do so in just a moment. It's an important one today and this week because the Prime Minister confirmed yesterday that the 16 cent per litre excise cut on diesel and unleaded was not continuing beyond next Sunday, this Sunday. So
this was already
August the 2nd. By August 3, it'll be back.
Oh, so this was already the downgraded
This is
discount.
the mini discount is gone. And talk about a double whack. The levy that gets indexed is going to happen on August 3 as well. So there'll be an artificial 1.5 cent per litre increase that happens twice a year. That just happens to coincide with the 16 cent per litre coming back. So 17.5 cents per litre is going to be added to whatever the petrol price is as of Monday next week, which means we're probably going to get closer to that $2 mark.
You'd think it'll just keep rising throughout the week. Look, I far be it from me to give any financial advice to anyone, but if
I think your advice is good. You've got lots of saving
I'm such
tips.
a tight ass.
Well, I wasn't going to put it that way.
Very frugal. But if I was driving down the street at the moment and my car was half full or any less, I'd probably be filling up as soon as possible.
Probably not a bad time to do it. I'm just looking at the oil barrel price internationally. Brent crude's actually come off about 5%, which is about $5 a barrel, $92 a barrel, which is obviously reacting to every single development that happens in the Middle East at the moment. But the news is that irrespective of those international benchmarks, petrol prices will go up in Australia as of Monday of next week. One of the interesting the elements of this, do you remember when this conflict first started? The entire conversation about petrol was about fuel reserves in Australia and our fuel security. And a large part of that seems to have been fixed by virtue of the fact that we are consuming a lot less fuel than we did just 6 months ago. Behaviours have changed. Some of the price point is obviously a part of that. People buying new cars have made decisions to go electric. Maybe people have started taking public transport. I wonder if any of our listeners have changed their behaviour when it comes to fuel use, be it you don't use it anymore or you've found ways to use less, you're using public transport more. Let us know, 8223 0000, because the big macro data, the big data says that's what people are doing. I'd love to know in Adelaide what people are doing. We certainly know they're buying electric cars.
Buying electric cars.
That's definitely happening.
Data last week that BYD was the second best-selling company for the month, following Toyota, and quite close to Toyota for the first time ever. They actually got quite close. No other company has. So it is really interesting to see the statistics. I don't know anyone who's bought a new car recently that has bought a fully petrol car. Every person I know that's bought a new car, it's either been an electric vehicle or a hybrid of some sort.
Well, it's interesting how quickly the attitude, I mean, you jump in an Uber or a car like that at the moment, how many of those guys have made the shift at the moment?
Yeah.
And I think attitudinally, we had this sense that 12 months ago, people would scoff at the idea of buying a Chinese-made vehicle, and whether the government, they're artificially deflating the prices to try and undercut industry here in Australia or not, people now facing the reality of what a tank of petrol costs have said, whatever my philosophical objection may have historically been or my concerns about electric, I'm willing to give it a go because the prices are what they are. So let us know. We might continue to pursue this on the program tomorrow. Speaking of riding the bus, after 7 o'clock today, we were trying to decipher a graphic that the South Australian Greens had put up that we think was mean to Stacey. And so this program has now been mobilised on all fronts to declare war on the South Australian Greens.
We've got it up on our live stream. They've posted a meme on social media. You have an 8-hour bus ride. Where are you sitting? And you can pick your seat either in between me and Hans, in between Pauline Hanson and Corey Bernardi, in between Melanie Selwood and Maggie Beer, in between Robert Sims and Theresa Palmer, I think. That's Theresa Palmer.
Is it?
I think.
What did Theresa Palmer do?
I know. Why is she being dragged into it?
Well, it's a Greens bus, so you wouldn't have to buy a ticket because everyone else will pay for it for you. It'll be free public transport. I guess that's the upside, isn't it?
It would probably be an electric bus.
It'd be an electric bus. Yep, that's
Powered
right.
only by renewable energy.
and possibly no one on it would be working. Now, Matt Gilbertson is next to you on the bus, and Hans is next to you on the bus. I wonder if Hans is offended by this. Hans, do you take this as a compliment, or do you reckon the Greens are having a crack at you?
I didn't take it as an offence, but I don't work at FIVEAA, so I'm not perpetually offended by everything like you will. But the only thing I did have a problem with, I did have one problem. I would have preferred to sit behind Corey Bernardi so I could keep kicking him in the back for the full 8 hours. That would have been my preference.
I must admit, Hans, when I saw the seating arrangement, you and I are in the front row, and I thought, no, we are backseat bandits.
No, we're at the back of the bus with the cool kids. I mean, for God's sake, you think Rob Sims is at the back of the bus with the cool kids? I don't think so. Stacey, you and I would be there at the 141 from Marrittville High School to the city. We'd be vaping at the back of the bus, I mean, just like the old days.
Paper aeroplanes, throwing them at the Premier and the opposition leaders' heads.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm tempted just, when I'm not on the bus.
Imagine those sing-alongs.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
I don't have to imagine them.
No,
I've actually done them.
Yeah,
Correct.
I've been in the front row of your shows. Let me tell you,
Stacey, there's nothing better than a morning commute with a whole heap of kids singing "It's Raining Men" at the back of the bus. I mean, because that is the reality that I lived through in my high school years. I will say though, what a thrill it is to be back here on FIVEAA Breakfast. Has something changed?
No.
I don't know what, if anything. Nothing I can see.
No, I'm loving it. I'm thrilled to be back. The last time I saw Pembo was in Bunnings and he pretended that he didn't recognise me. I mean, bitch, please. Come
on. You know what? With Pembo in Bunnings is a man on a mission, Hans. I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it personally. Well, I'm glad Hans not offended by being the subject of the Greens meme.
Okay, maybe
being
I should
memeified
be less offended
like
by
you.
it.
Exactly right.
Okay.
All right. I think Hans has put that all in perspective for us. Let's have a look at the fuel situation. Don't get stuck on the side of the road. Get RAA road service. This is interesting in the context of our conversation a moment ago about the fuel price changes. So, for example, let's have a look at the Yugo at Clearview, $1.77.9. This time next week, let's add 17.5 cents to that, and suddenly you are nudging $2 a litre.
Yeah.
$1.95-ish. The BP at Jeps Cross, $1.78.5. The Ampol Holden Hool, $1.80.3. Whereas diesel's going to look nasty this time next week if that retail price holds. United Paracca, $2.14.9. The Shell Regency Park, $2.18.9. Breaking date tomorrow is going to be taking down the Greens. We don't know what it is yet. We're going to come up with something. We're only joking. Catch you tomorrow, folks.